It's time for Savage Storm football on the Southeastern Sports Network. The Savage Storm are brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, First United Bank, the Chutta Foundation, and the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Savage Storm Athletics are sponsored by U.S. Cellular, Shelburne Heating and Air, Cherokee Communications, and El Caporal. The Savage Storm are also brought to you by Burridge Law, Westside Family Dentistry, Stuteville Chevrolet, and Shamrock Bank. Also sponsoring the Savage Storm, Choctaw Careers, Taco Casa, your local Texoma Chevy dealers, Excel Therapy, and the Wine Cellar. The Savage Storm are brought to you in part by Sparlin Realty, Applebee's, The Artisan at Brick Street Hotel, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Arnett Insurance. The Savage Storm are sponsored in part by Durant Lumber, your farmer's insurance agent, Al Olson, Discover Durant, Blue River Winery, and Green Spray Food Center. And now let's head to the field for Savage Storm football.
And a good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into Bethany, Oklahoma, on the campus of Southern Nazarene University, where today, Week 4, continues in Great American Conference play. It's the only afternoon game on the slate. Southeastern Oklahoma State taking on Southern Nazarene. It is a series that Southeastern has dominated over the course of time, 9-2 in conference play overall, but they are just 2-2 in their last 4 meetings with the Crimson Storm. Again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into Bethany. It's coming up. We have the First United Bank pregame show. A couple of things to get to. Coach Bo Atterbury today trying to become outright third on the all-time coaching list. Should he be able to pick up what would be his 45th career victory as the head coach of Southeastern football, but he'll have to do it against the Southern Nazarene team that is coming off of their first win of the season, a 17-13 victory against East Central a week ago, the same East Central squad that upset Ouachita Baptist to start the season. Should be an interesting one. We've got all sorts of stuff for you. It's the First United Bank pregame show. We get it started now on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Somewhere not so far away is a location waiting for memories to be made and unexpected finds and flavors to be discovered. It's no mystery. It's Durant, Oklahoma. If it's been a minute since you've last visited, you've missed out. This gym off Lake Texoma has so much to offer. There's something for every style, taste, interest, and age. Soak up every experience and take a few memories home with you. We invite you to stay, play, and enjoy right here in Durant, Oklahoma.
When I share my story, it's about more than solving the mysteries of our solar system. I represent the curious spirit of the nation, the Choctaw Nation. I am our past. I am our present. I am our future. I am all of us. When we share, we become one because our stories make us more. Stories keep our culture alive. See them and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Texoma Chevy dealers.
Welcome back to the First United Bank pregame show here on the Southeastern Sports Network. Time for our weekly conversation with Coach Bo Atterbury. Coach, last week, home loss against Southwestern. Did some things good on the defensive side of the ball early, but allowed some big plays. First, your thoughts on the way the front seven played in that game?
Yeah, we just got to become more consistent. Held up early, and we get to half at 14-7. And then, everybody always sees the turnovers and the explosives, and I ask our guys to dial it back to what got us to that point. And it's very difficult to win football games, and I say it's easy to lose. And I don't mean easy, it's just the small details. On 3rd and 14, their quarterback goes to scramble, and it's a simple step of your entry angle that allows the cutback, and instead of 4th and 9, it's 1st and 10, and that drive stays alive. So, they held up in some times, and then we just had spots where we gave up too many first downs and big explosive plays.
You brought up 3rd down on the offensive side of the ball. As far as conversions go, you came into that game converting 48% of the time, one of the best in the league. Had trouble converting this week. Was there anything that really stood out to you?
A game of inches. A throw that's a little bit in front is probably an easier catch, but we want the receiver to make the catch. And not so much go score, but just a first down to allow the defense to rest and maybe gain some momentum. And even after they tied it up on kickoff return, we've got almost everybody blocked up, and he trips on the turf a little, and he stumbles through a pretty big hole, which puts us at midfield at least. And again, if the offense goes 3s and out, at least we're inside the 20, and the field position makes a big difference as well. So a lot of little things that add up to losing when it's all said and done.
When you go back and you look at Duncan in this game, as far as running the ball, one of the most explosive quarterback run games we've seen in a while. Just your thoughts on his progression after 2 starts.
Yeah, we had a pretty good idea that, the run game and that type of package for him would be really good, and he proved that the other night. And he just needs to continue to take steps forward with processing the play and the defense and what they're in, and delivering the ball on time and on point. But have been proud of, first college game and then his second college game, and there's been some growth. So proud of LeVay for that.
So now you go to Southern Nazarene, odd kickoff. It's a first afternoon game of the year. Place it's always a little bit weird to play in,
Sure.
And they're riding high. They're coming off of a big win in which they won the turnover battle last week. You look at things on paper, everything would have pointed to an ECU win. They go 1 of 12 on 3rd downs,
Yeah.
But they win the takeaway battle. First, how much did you focus on giveaways this week? Because that's been kind of a storyline the last 2 games for you guys.
Yeah, we've got to take care of the ball. It doesn't matter who you're playing or where you're playing. You got to take care of the football. And as I told the guys the other day, this is the perfect team because they test your eyes defensively, and that's where we've got to grow and mature and do a better job of. And then they fly around on defense. And so this is a good test for us. And they played 2 difficult Arkansas teams and then won their Oklahoma game. So they're feeling really good about it. And we've got to get this taste out of our mouth. So a great opponent. And like you said, sometimes weird and windy up there, and who knows what that looks like. But I like our team. We've had to move some pieces around here or there. And if everybody's not in sync, you put it in somebody else's hands.
Expound upon that a little bit about what they do offensively, because it is what, other than Harding, it's probably one of the more unique offensive looks. And they've got several returners on that offensive side of the ball this year, including 3 linemen. So while they haven't had success necessarily in those offensive numbers, they obviously know what they're doing with those pieces.
Oh, absolutely. And they hit East Central with a couple of explosive plays, but just all the misdirection, can become difficult for a defense. And, especially when you get a little fatigue and you're not lined up just where you need to be. Again, all those entry angles matter. And, again, just like last week, going to 4th down, with that entry angle, we go to 1st down, and they continue that drive. And it's a game of momentum, and you never know which play may swing it one way or the other. So you've got to be on point every play.
Defensively speaking, their core linebacking core, you got 3 returning starters there. That seems to be a strength of theirs also, because even if you look at them and they're 1 and 2, defensively they are improved from where they were a year ago.
For sure. You notice that they're all lined up and coached well and run to the football. They're relentless pursuit, and they've done a good job.
Again, talking with Coach Bo Atterbury is this week Southern Nazarene, the opponent. Coach, as always, appreciate the time. Look forward to your thoughts in the postgame.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Of course, coming up, we got our player spotlight. Travion Butler on the way. It's after this as we continue in the First United Bank pregame show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Steubenville Chevrolet in Durant is proud to support Savage Storm Athletics. And with the same pride, resilience, and strength as Savage Storm fans, Steubenville Chevrolet is proud to be Durant Chevy dealer. When you need a new car, truck, or SUV, the Steubenville team is ready to find your perfect tailgate vehicle. No need to leave town to find what you want. Stay local, buy your Chevrolet the Steubenville way, and go Savage Storm.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Blue River Valley Winery is the place to be, with breathtaking views, amazing food, and unforgettable wine. It's the perfect escape. Whether you're planning a wedding, a family gathering, or just a peaceful afternoon, we've got something special for you. Come visit us at Blue River Valley Winery, located on Sawmill Road in Caddo. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Blue River Valley Winery.
45% of people put off buying life insurance, according to industry research. Insuring yourself and your family can help you be more prepared in the event of an illness or a tragic accident. Call your local farmer's agent, Al Olson, and discover coverage options that you can tailor to your priorities and budget. To learn more about your covered options, call Al Olson at 580-924-3898.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Life insurance issued by Farmers New World Life Insurance Company, Bellevue, Washington. Industry research conducted by Lima, and Life Happens in 2021.
My name is Morgan Ammons, and I am the office manager at Westside Family Dentistry.
The dentists at Westside Family Dentistry have proudly helped patients and their families achieve healthy smiles for over 50 years.
My favorite part of my job at Westside Family Dentistry is getting to help patients achieve their dream smile.
Accepting most dental insurance. Not insured? Ask about Westside Family Dentistry's VIP program. Westside Family Dentistry, 2915 Westside Drive in Durant, and westsidefamilydentistry.com.
Craving bold flavors and good vibes? Come on down to El Caporal Mexican Restaurant and Bar, your local fiesta headquarters. Sizzle your taste buds with Tex-Mex favorites, fresh seafood dishes, and don't forget their legendary top-shelf margaritas. Shaken, stirred, and always served with a smile. Whether it's date night, family night, or Margarita Monday, El Caporal is the place to be. El Caporal, where every night feels like a fiesta. Visit today. Taste the tradition, stay for the fun.
Welcome back to the First United Bank pregame show here on the Southeastern Sports Network. Time now for our Players Spotlight. This week shining on the secondary, Travion Butler. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So first, you come in to Oklahoma from Florida. I got to ask, why leave the Sunshine State for the Sooner State?
I just wanted to change. You know, I've been in Florida all my life, and this just brought something different, and I'm loving it so far.
So what do you like about the area?
Well, it's just more, I've lived in the city for so long. Being out here with not as much, it's kind of relaxing to me.
Now, the one thing, Dad used to get on to me about this, because I always wanted to live on the coast. And he's like, well, there's hurricanes. Here, there's tornadoes. Have you heard the tornado sirens yet?
Yeah, I've heard them, but they've missed me, thankfully.
Again, talking with Travion Butler. He is our player spotlight for this week. You've had a couple of highlight reel plays this season, but the one that stands out to me didn't make the highlight reel. I want to rewind back a week. Playing Washita, quarterback gets on a scramble. He comes in, he comes sliding. You very easily could have picked up a penalty. You went Superman over the top of him. I want you to go back. What was going on in your mind when you did that? Because you flew over him and then popped right back up like nothing happened.
Well, when I seen him start to slide, I was already full head of steam, and I was thinking, if I hit him right now, Coach Bo would chew me out. So I had to.
It's always a good reason to pull up a little bit.
Yeah.
So talk about this defense. You guys have, so far this season, have had some big plays, looking for some more. What's that unit like? How do you guys get along?
We get along fine. Even with the new additions we brought in, we just mesh together well, and I'm loving it so far. We just got to keep practicing hard, and we'll be fine.
Now, while you're an underclassman, you saw action a year ago. How much do you put on yourself, even though you're young, to be a leader of that secondary?
I put a lot on myself. I like to do it more by example, though, but I feel like I can start to become more vocal and really step into the role.
So, safety major, what got you interested in that?
It was just easy, to be honest. It'll keep me passing.
Well, that's a good reason, but it could be a lucrative job if you see when you look at that profession, is that something you said earlier you wanted to see something different by coming to Oklahoma? Mm-hmm. Do you stay in this area of the world once you graduate, or do you go back to Florida? What are you looking down the road? Obviously, you got time.
Yeah, I do have some time. I haven't really gave it much thought. You know, I'm just where my feet are right now. So, but I have to look into that for real.
Again, talking with Travion Butler. He is our player spotlight for this week. All right, hot seat segment, 5 things you spontaneously react. Favorite home cooked meal?
Lasagna.
No, it can't beat lasagna. Favorite post-game meal?
Pizza.
Favorite color?
Red.
Favorite female musician?
Lauryn Hill.
Oh, we have not had Lauryn Hill on the program in a long time. That's an oldie, man.
Yeah.
You're going back to my age. And then finally, what does it mean to be a member of Southeastern football?
It means everything to me. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, man. It's rare that a kid from Florida gets come all the way out here, and I'm just blessed to be here.
Again, Travion Butler, he is our player spotlight for this week. Sir, appreciate the time. Good luck with the remainder of the season and all your future endeavors.
Sir, thank you.
Coming up, we got more of the First United Bank pregame show. We continue on after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
This August and September at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, we're giving away $1.4 million in cash and trucks during our Gas Monkey Garage giveaway. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card to earn entries into cash drawings every Saturday. And in our final drawing on September 27th, Richard Rawlings will announce the winner of a custom 2025 F-150 from Gas Monkey Garage. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
College is in your future, then scholarship applications should be too. Visit ChetaFoundation.com for dozens of scholarship opportunities. Whether you're a high school senior or pursuing a doctorate level degree, Choctaw Tribal members will find competitive scholarships for every level of education. Applications for the Cheta Foundation open on January 15th, but you can start planning now. For more information, visit the scholarship page at ChetaFoundation.com. That's CHAHTA Foundation.com.
When you're dealing with an insurance company, you're already behind the 8 ball. And the only way to get a level playing field is to hire an attorney.
We treat each and every case and each and every client as if they are a friend and neighbor, because that is how we view them.
You'll get the best service. You're going to have the best people working on your case. That I can promise.
Burridge Law Firm. Call 580-920-0700 or visit burridgelaw.com.
This is Buddy.
Hi, I'm Buddy.
If you're a Cherokee Business customer, you already know Buddy, because Cherokee Business customers get VIP support from people they know. If you don't have VIP support from Cherokee, you get this. Your call is very important to us. For robotic service, call the other guys. For personal VIP service, call Buddy.
Yeah, call me.
Actual humans helping local humans do business at Cherokee Communications. Long live humans, long live local.
It's time for the First United Bank pregame show on the Southeastern Sports Network. First United Bank, encouraging you to spend life wisely.
Welcome back, everyone. Bethany, Oklahoma. Jay Lindley alongside Rob Johnson on the Southeastern Sports Network. And, of course, Cobain Reed. Where's my car, Reed? Back at the worldwide headquarters, getting this out across the Southeastern Sports Network. Southeastern Oklahoma State coming into today 1-2 on the season, as is Southern Nazarene. Southern Naz coming off of their first win of the season a week ago. Again, low-scoring affair. This is a Southern Naz squad that is averaging just 16 points per game. They scored just 17 a week ago, but they scored the only points in the second half of that game. A low-scoring affair, 17-13 the final in that one. On the other hand, Southeastern Oklahoma State perhaps reeling just a little bit. 28 unanswered points in the second half last week. It all started with the longest drive the defense had allowed this season. It was a drive that Southwestern tied the game up at 14. Then, as you heard from Coach Bowe, a couple of big-time plays opened things up. And although the scoreboard's going to show a significant win, a 20-point win, that's a game that Southeastern's going to look in the mirror and look in the rear view at the end of this thing going, that's one that we probably should have gotten.
Yep, especially at home. I mean, that's just Bo talked in his interview about the little things and some of those little things that grow and become bigger things. We're going to talk about that in our keys, but you just have those little things fall apart in order. All of a sudden, it starts to roll downhill against you.
Certainly did last week, and they can't afford to do it here at Southern Nazarene, where while they have dominated this series since it started, this will be the 12th meeting between the two. Southeastern 9-2 against the Crimson Storm. The bad news is 2-2 against the Crimson Storm over the last 4 meetings. One of those losses occurring here, and oh, by the way, if it's not for a couple of miraculous plays, the one win they've had here in the last 4 meetings, that could easily be swung a completely different direction. You look at Southern Nazarene, they are a team that comes in, while they have struggled offensively, they do something unique, and that will take us right into the storm forecast that is brought to you by the Wine Cellar. The Wine Cellar, of course, located on Radio Road in Durant. They are a proud partner of the Southeastern Sports Network. Be sure to drink better, celebrate more, and celebrate responsibly. And Rob, what do you got for us on the forecast today?
Well, the first key is offensively just to be consistent. We talked about it a second ago, but those little things, take it back to the basics, make the play in front of you. 8 turnovers in the first 3 weeks, 40 total drives, 13 of them are 3 and outs, 23 drives of less than or equal to 2 minutes. That's not complimenting your defense very well, so get the little things tied up and let this offense go to work.
You bring that up because last week defensively, the defense got it done certainly in the first half. While Southwestern did score points on their opening possession, they were held to 5 straight 3 and outs, had just 3 plays to end the half as well. You look at offensively, though, this is a team that's been able to convert at a high rate. They were converting nearly 50% of the time on 3rd down going into last week's game. A week ago, just 4 of 15 on 3rd downs against Southwestern Oklahoma State. You would think that today they should be able to right the ship, so to speak. This is a Southern Naz team that's allowing 29 points per game, and they're allowing a balanced offense to occur while they're giving up 372 yards of offense a game. 183 of that's on the ground, 189 of it's through the air. And a year ago, Southeastern posted a season high in the ground game with 355 yards rushing.
Well, let's go. And absolutely, this offense has got to get on track, but complementary-wise is our second key, and that's defensively. Scheme discipline is what we're going to call it. Southern Naz is not Harding, but they're pretty close to it. They're just a unique offense. They really want to run the ball. That's their bread and butter. Way too many big plays this defense has allowed. It appears to be a lot of assignment breakdowns. Want this defense to play aggressive, but they must play within the scheme, and they should expect a couple of deep shots from the passing game, even though Southern Naz doesn't do it very often.
They don't do it very often, and all had just 28 yards passing last week in the win over East Central. They average 153 of their 240 yards of offense per game on the ground, and they run it at a nice clip, 4.9 yards per carry. That takes us back, though, to last season's game that was played at Paul Laird Field. In that game, Savage Storm held the Crimson Storm to just 1 offensive touchdown. It was a 40-14 win. The other score came off of a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown from Dez Williams. The defense held Southern Naz in check, 80 yards rushing, 66 yards passing, just 146 yards of offense on that Saturday afternoon. And even more importantly, forced Southern Naz to 7 punts in that game.
Well, this defense has been good this season as a general rule. We just talked about in the key how they're giving up a lot of explosive plays. But the one thing they've done pretty consistently is stop the run. And if this football team in Southern Naz is going to come out here and try to run the ball all day long, the defense certainly strength against strength.
Of course, a couple of things that we need to hit on. The injury bug has certainly bit the Savage Storm early this season. LeVay Duncan will be making his 3rd career start today. Of course, we'll cover all of this when we get to the starters brought to you by the Chutta Foundation. But also scratched for today, DJ Brown, the junior running back out of Leonard, Texas. after just going over 1,500 career rushing yards. He is out maybe a significant amount of time. And in addition to that, the 3 offensive linemen that were injured last week, Wrigley Kennedy, who did not dress out, he is dressed out today, but may play sparingly, as will Darian Minor and Dorian Maple. Maple did see action last week despite the injury. And with that, you mean you've got a younger offensive line in place, and we'll get to those when we get to the starters. Another thing to note is Coach Bo Atterbury chasing history. Is this, of course, his 13th overall year as a head coach, but at Southeastern, the head coach now in his 8th season, 8 of 13 have been as the head coach of Southeastern Oklahoma State, his alma mater, and with that, he comes in with a record at Southeastern of 44-30. A win here today will move him ahead of Paul Laird, who is currently tied for 3rd on the all-time wins list. Coming up, we got more of the First United Bank pregame show after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Hey Durant, your fridge called. It's embarrassed. No wine, no beer, and definitely no style. Fix that fast at the Wine Cellar Liquor Store on Radio Road. We've got top-notch wines, a crazy good craft beer selection, and a beer cave so cold it gives your ex the chills. Whether you're sipping classy or shotgunning casual, we've got your back. The Wine Cellar Liquor Store, Radio Road, Durant. Drink better, celebrate more. The Wine Cellar always encourages you to drink responsibly.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their casa.
Nachos.
Nachos, just meat and cheese, just cheese?
Meat, cheese, and lettuce.
Do you put any sauce on the nachos?
No, because I'm allergic to sauce.
How many napkins do you need when you eat nachos?
None.
None? You don't? Do you just lick it off your fingers?
Yeah.
When it's real fresh, real food, and real good, there's no wrong way to eat your casa. At Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
Athletic injuries are essentially orthopedic injuries with sports-specific components. At Excel Therapy, our goal is for the athlete to return to the sport quickly. Excel Therapy can assist in speeding up recovery following surgery by improving range of motion, strength, and flexibility. At Excel Therapy, we excel at sports medicine. We excel at physical therapy. We excel at helping you excel. With clinics in Ardmore and Durant, our team excels at orthopedic injury recovery and sports medicine. Find us at exceltherapyok.com.
The Pick 6 meal for 2 is back at Buffalo Wild Wings of Sherman. Choose 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 fountain drinks for just $19.99. Dine in only. Some restrictions apply. Pick 6 meal for 2, perfect for all the games or just hanging out. All with 1 giant screen and 45 50-plus-inch TVs, so you never miss the game. Open 11 to midnight Sunday through Wednesday and 11 to 1 Thursday through Saturday. The $19.99 Pick 6 meal for 2, only at Buffalo Wild Wings inside the Sherman Town Center.
It's time for the First United Bank pregame show on the Southeastern Sports Network. First United Bank, encouraging you to spend life wisely.
It is the First United Bank pregame show coming to you from Bethany, Oklahoma. The field here shared by Southern Nazarene University and Bethany ISD. Was told prior to kickoff that the scoreboard, Bethany ISD apparently broke the scoreboard here last night. It wasn't because of a litany of points scored. It was because the scoreboard was left on, and it appears as though the 2 sides that denote home and away, those bulbs apparently have burned out, I'm guessing. Either way, they're not coming on. The good news is we do have a scoreboard here. We'll just have to be, it could get confusing when there's a tie game.
We'll have to use this to match up to that.
Yeah, exactly. So just a little pregame fodder for you as we welcome you back. Moments ago, we gave you the storm forecast brought to you by the Wine Cellar. As the Wine Cellar, beer runs are a sport. The Wine Cellar, they are MVP. Be sure to get your drinks today at the Wine Cellar, Radio Road in Durant. Drink better, celebrate more, celebrate responsibly. Take a look at the starters today. They are brought to you by the Chutta Foundation. The Chutta Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping tribal members achieve levels of higher education. They have an outstanding scholarship program. Application process for that begins in January, but you can begin preparing now. Visit chuttafoundation.com. Taking a look at the O-line as they project today. If we go go with what we were told a couple of days ago. Munez and Mapinda would be the starting tackles. That is a pair of freshmen, one from Needville, Texas, the other from Keller Fossil Ridge High School, with James Best starting at left guard. We saw Caleb Perry lined up at right guard during warm-ups. Maybe a scratch for Trenton Jones, we don't know. And then the starting center would be Reagan Wade, who saw time as a starter a year ago. The backfield will be led by Donovan Shannon as DJ Brown is out. Jonathan Cobb's supposed to be back, but do not forget about Chancey Lester Jr., the sophomore running back out of Midwest City, and a transfer in from Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. He has seen a lot of carries here in the early part, and he's had some bursts, so he's a guy we expect to perform. That takes us, though, to our key players. How about the entire receiving corps, Rob Johnson?
Yeah, guys, I mean, we tried to pick just one, but at the end of the day, we got to talk about these guys as a group. They've been very good at times, but candidly, they've been a little inconsistent at times too. They've got a lot of pre-snap penalties here and there. They've had some trouble with some drops. Listen, block downfield equals big runs in the running game. They just need to think, like we talked about, those little things. Make the expected catch. Block the guy you're supposed to block. Take care of your job.
Take a look at those starters, and some of those guys have been held in check. Kobe Jennings, the all-conference performer a year ago, has 3 catches for 67 yards. Had a couple of near misses last week. He'll be starting on the outside opposite. Matt Nunez, who through 2 games has 7 receptions. And then the slot man, Gabe Corona, who had his best game of the season last week, 4 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown. We do expect to see that lineup along with a heavy dose of the tight end Colt Simpson. And we talk about those numbers as we look at LeVay Duncan, the redshirt freshman out of Baytown, Texas, Robert E. Lee High School, making his 3rd career start. And you look at his numbers, completing 46% of his pass attempts. Give me 10 catches, 10 total catches over the last 2 ball games. If you can give me that, 1, the record may be a lot different. 2, that 46% all of a sudden becomes 62%. That's the difference right now, I think, with these guys. And it's kind of like a couple of weeks ago, I saw Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase in the NFL talking about working with a backup quarterback. They put it on themselves to make it easier for their backup quarterback. These guys are going to have to do that for Duncan here today on the road in what is his 2nd road start of his career. Taking a look at the starters defensively for the Crimson Storm, it is a 3-man set up front with Jesse Fairchild, the 6'2", 240-pound junior out of Longview, Texas, along with Julian Campos, the right end, the nose guard, Austin Martin. The linebackers on the outside, Ben Rutherford and Jake Wright, a returning starter. And in the middle, Emmanuel Obena, a redshirt senior out of Georgetown, Texas, another returning starter, and our key player defensively, Carter Brock, the 3-year starter out of Hebron High School down in the Metroplex.
Well, yeah, guys, he wears number 12. This is a run and hit linebacker. He's not only a 3rd-year starter, but the last 2 seasons, he's been the leading tackler for Southern Naz and way up there even in the conference standings. So, see Felipe Tristan last week with Southwestern. They've got to get a handle on this run and hit linebacker.
211 career tackles for Brock, including 27.5 tackles for a loss and 7 sacks. As you mentioned, led the team in tackles each of the last 2 years with 95 and 82 respectively. Also should point out 5 returning starters on this defense, 3 of them in the linebacking core. Take a look at the corners. Kobe Nichols, the junior out of Lawton, Oklahoma, who has a couple of pass breakups this season, and Ethan Miner, returning starter out of Huntsville, Texas. He has an interception this year, one of the 2 interceptions created by the Southern Naz defense here this season. Taking a look at the safeties, Desmond Williams, the 5'11", 175-pound sophomore out of Perry, Oklahoma. As I mentioned, he had the 70-yard punt return for a touchdown a year ago against Southeastern. And Elijah Simmons, that 5th returning starter, transfer in from East Central, hometown San Antonio, Texas. Last season had 57 tackles and an interception. So far this year, 21 tackles and a pass breakup. Taking a look at the offense for the Crimson Storm. Up front, 3 returning starters on the offensive line. Anthony Cardenas. Is this guy ever going to graduate? I'm just asking. He is the left tackle. He is a grad student from Bishop Lynch. And opposite, he at the right tackle spot, Tate Upchurch. While the left guard, John Cantrell, a redshirt senior out of New Caney High School down in the Stephenville, Texas area. And Blake Nell, a redshirt senior out of Yukon, Oklahoma. The returning starter at center, a sophomore from Enid, and Evan Sullivan. Taking a look at the receivers, but make no mistake about it, these guys are as likely to run it as they are to catch it. Van Taylor on the outside. He has a pair of receptions so far this year. Expect him, though, to block more than he runs. And the Swiss Army knife, as if you will, for the Crimson Storm, number 13, Braxton Bird. Bird, a 5'8", 175-pound junior out of Canyon Randall High School out in Amarillo. He has 3 catches for 57 yards this year, but get this, 10 carries for 111 yards and a touchdown, including a long of 59, while the other wide receiver from Ardmore, Oklahoma, Donald May, 8 receptions. How many rushes? 13. Again, they're going to run it more than they're going to catch it. In the backfield, that takes us to our two-headed monster in Caden Barron and Caden Manuel. You'll see both of them. The sophomore out of Ringland, Barron is the starter. 32 carries for 205 yards and a touchdown this year. And it takes us to our key player on offense, Bryson Evans, the returning starter at quarterback and a redshirt senior out of Wichita, Kansas.
Well, the bottom line is we talked about this unique offense, and Evans is certainly a huge run threat, much like the rest of those guys you just mentioned. However, Southeastern has been susceptible to the big pass with that play action, getting the ball thrown over their head a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if Evans, who's only a 32% passer, can take advantage of those opportunities if, in fact, Southeastern can't keep them from happening.
Each of the last 2 weeks, this will be the test for the Savage Storm defense. They can't get caught looking into the cookie jar. It happened to them against Washita. It happened to them against Southwestern. Those big explosive plays over the top. Evans, to this point, hasn't shown the ability to make those throws yet, although we were told from Luke McConnell, the play-by-play voice of Southern Naz, his receivers, too, had a case of the drops last week against East Central. It'll be interesting to see how that matchup plays out. Let's take a look at the defensive lineup for the Savage Storm, and again, injury bug on the defensive front. We look up front. Dylan Seabach, he returns, your starter and junior from Midwest City, Oklahoma, had 4 tackles and a blocked field goal, his second of the season last week, opposite of D'Angelo Shanks, the junior out of Westmore, Oklahoma, of course just down the road from here on the south side of 40. In the middle, though, no Jordan Hood. Instead, Will Billings. And Billings has had a heck of a season so far. Billings last week, 7 tackles, a tackle for a loss. He was one of our Hard Hat Award winners. And the junior out of Joshua, Texas, Joshua Johnson, 6 tackles, a half a sack, and 2.5 tackles for a loss last week. He, too, was a Durant Lumber Hard Hat Award winner. Taking a look at the linebackers on the outside, Will Wallace and Datari and Johnson, while Braden Winters also bit with the injury bug. Prince DeWay will get the start. DeWay, who was this week's Discover Durant player profile, his favorite home-cooked meal, tater tot casserole. Well, I hope he sees tater tot casserole all over the field and just goes to town, eats it all up. Taking a look at the corners, Cameron Fields and Cole McNutt. The safeties, Andrew Grissom, are a key player on defense, the 6'2", 195-pound redshirt freshman out of Denton Braswell High School.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a monster from a tackling perspective. In fact, he's the 4th leading tackler in the entire GAC. One thing we have to watch, though, and we talked about this in our keys, he has shown the over-aggressiveness at times and has the tendency to let people get behind him. So he's going to have to play aggressive but play disciplined.
Travion Butler, he is the starting free safety. He was our player spotlight this week as cited Lauren Hill as favorite female musician. I need to meet his parents. If his parents are listening, y'all have raised a bright young man. Is awesome. Lauren Hill. I've never had Lauren Hill on the program in 11 years of doing this. I am hype about that. So with that, we are ready for kickoff. It is the U.S. Cellular kickoff as we get to the top of the hour. Got to take this opportunity to tell you today's game being heard on on a host of places. First, KYHD, Valiant, Oklahoma, as well as KICM, FM, Ardmore, KZIG, Colgate, KHKC, Atoka, and from KZRC Durant Bennington Mix 96.1. Cobain disregarded those former instructions to insert another 60 because we're ready to go. It's your U.S. Cellular kickoff. It is a right to left, south to north kick here in Bethany. Wind at the back of the junior kicker, Dylan Cox. Cox, the junior out of Alvarado, Texas.
And just quickly, Southeastern won the toss and deferred their options, so that's why we're getting the opening receiving here.
Thank you very much. And, of course, that brought to you by Shelburne Heating and Air Conditioning. We'll have the pregame temperature after this U.S. Cellular kickoff. Savage Storm today, they are donning the white helmets with the white shirts, the royal blue numerals and lettering trimmed in yellow gold with the blue pants and the white and blue stripe on the side. For Southern Naz, it is the slate gray jerseys, white numerals and lettering trimmed in crimson, and an end-over-end kick fair caught inside the 10 by the return man Braxton Bird. As now, here's your field conditions brought to you by Shelburne Heating and Air.
Yeah, 87 degrees at kickoff. Going to go down to about 83 by the end of the afternoon, but it's the hottest part of the day, guys. The wind is out of the south at 8 miles an hour, but it is a little gusty. 70% is the humidity this afternoon, so something we'll have to keep an eye on there. Not a cloud in the sky, but a beautiful day for football, still a little warm.
Of course, that brought to you by Shelburne Heating and Air, your heating and air experts. For more info, visit shelburneheatair.com. Southern Naz beginning this drive at their own 25. And they'll hand off inside to the fullback. Not a lot of running room going there for Caden Barron. Wrapped up on the play, and apparently Braden Winters, it was Will Wallace that made that tackle. Of course, got confused. Remember, Winters started out at 15. He became number 4. And I went backwards.
There was some guy named Gray that was using it before that. He could keep it as long as he wanted to.
So there is a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9 here. Quarterback Evans moving Barron to the backfield. Receives the snap, handoff Barron, bouncing off to the left, and then falls down awkwardly. That play finished off by Datarian Johnson over on the far side. Also coming up and getting a piece of the tackle was Joseph Jones.
Just early, I've watched Grissom these first couple of plays. He is supporting the run, but has been disciplined at least these first couple of times, seeing people trying to run by him and recovering well.
Get this, Southern Naz last week won the game. They were just 1 of 12 on 3rd downs. They convert 26% of the time this season. Evans the pass, and he throws it too high. And that goes back to one of our keys. He had Donald May about a yard behind the sticks, found the hole in the zone. If he hits that, the drive continues. Instead, it is an incomplete pass, and here comes the punt team for Southern Naz with returning starter Cameron Van Pruin. Van Pruin, for his career, averaging 43.6 yards per punt, but he can boom it. Has a career long of 58, and for his career has had 6 punts or 50 or more yards. He's kicking into a stiff south wind, left to right, north to south. As he awaits the snap, receives it, gets away a nice line drive kick over the head of Williams. Williams backpedaling, makes a Willie Mays catch. Now will have to return, able to fight back for some of that yardage. They say he fielded it at the 30 with a return back to the 31. The momentum carried him back to about the 28-yard line. Then he had to reset. So Southern Naz and their defense will come out onto the field.
Well, that punt into the wind, you would have expected the wind maybe to affect it a little bit more than it did. He got all of it. But credit Williams.
And that'll take us to a quick media timeout. We'll step aside. Back after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
The Artisan at Brick Street Hotel in historic downtown Durant, where elevated American cuisine meets craft cocktails in a refined yet comfortable atmosphere. Every dish is crafted with quality ingredients, locally sourced, curated to perfection with unparalleled service. Whether it's brunch, lunch, or a special night out, the Artisan is your perfect destination with private, semi-private, and large party reservations available. Reserve your table today at theartisandurant.com. Theartisandurant.com.
Back in time, first down and 10 here for the Savage Storm. LeVay Duncan in the gun from the 31-yard line. He'll hand off Jonathan Cobb, who have not seen since the fourth quarter of the Ouachita Baptist game. Only a gain of 1 on the play, maybe even half a yard.
Well, I'll take you back to a week ago. Southwestern said, we're going to put 7-8 guys in the box and stop this run, make the young quarterback beat us. It's a copycat league, and that's what you're going to see earlier here from Southern Naz, apparently.
For Savage Storm, they did rack up some yards in that game, 204 rushing, but 140 of those for the quarterback Duncan, who will elect to run it now, and he's dancing over the 35, spun down by Ben Rutherford, the outside linebacker, after a gain of 5 to the 37-yard line. Third down and a manageable 3 coming up here.
Hey, great job by Duncan. He's got a zone read there. Good read, pulls the ball, gets around the edge, and makes his third down much more manageable.
12:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Southeastern, after holding Southern Naz to a 3-and-out, have it here, but must convert. Last week struggled, 4 of 15 on third downs. Duncan in the gun with 4 wide, has Simpson, the tight end, lined up in the slot to the right. Receives the snap, looking to pass, fires, throws behind his man, incomplete. Intended receiver here on the near side wearing 86. Might have been Nunez, not an 86 on the Southeastern roster.
It looks like Nunez. We'll go with that. I'm not sure. We got some number switching going on here, but bottom line, that ball's just a little bit behind the receiver. Didn't really give him a chance to get the catch.
So punted away is Logan Dorsey. Clock stopped after the incompletion. Dorsey gets away, a nice one with the wind at his back, right into the returner's grasp at the 22, and he should have called for a fair catch. Down to corral him was Prince Dway. Dway in special teams came bearing down, no return. Matter of fact, maybe even a loss of a half yard. They have it back at the 22, and that's where Southern Naz will begin this drive.
Not a whole lot of hang time on that ball, so I assume he thought he was going to have some room to run, but he did not. Great coverage from Southeastern.
So 12:04 to play. Both teams going 3-and-out on their first possession. As take this opportunity to tell you about our friends at the Artisan. Of course, the Artisan, the Brick Street Hotel. If you've not checked it out, you need to check out the Artisan for lunch. Perhaps you don't need to overnight stay, but how about elevated American cuisine, craft cocktails, and unmatched service? The Artisan at the Brick Street Hotel in historic downtown Durant, perfect for brunch or dinner, or even your next celebration. You can reserve today at theartisandurant.com.
10 out of 10 on both fronts, by the way. We've had lunch there. It was wonderful. I've had the one evening that I stayed there. It was wonderful. So 2 thumbs up from your boy Rob over here.
So far, neither team doing much of anything. Savage Storm had officially 6 yards of offense on that first possession. Southern Naz 3. And the Crimson Storm with the white helmets and the Crimson Lightning Bolt on the side break out the sideline offensive huddle for a drive that will begin at their own 22-yard line. 12:04 to go here in the first quarter. Bryson Evans in the gun. Tight end in motion. Conaway across the formation to the left. Now they send Bird in motion. They'll hand off to Bird on the jet sweep. And no, they played it off nicely. Fooled even myself. Evans ahead into the pile. Crosses the 25 to the 26 with a gain of 4.
Not sure if that's a read or if that's just a straight pull, but either way, good looking play.
So Evans quickly at the line here. A little bubble out to the near side. It is dropped by Braxton Bird. Forward pass. So an incomplete pass.
And another quick third down here.
So nothing going so far for Southern Naz. And it is 3rd down and 7.
Good time for a pick right here.
Evans in the gun. He's thrown 3 of them so far this season. Sends Donald May in motion across left side of the formation, setting trips to that side. Throws on the run, finds his receiver at the sticks, and a first down pickup. And the catch on the far side by Van Taylor, his 3rd reception of the season, is a first down gain to the Southern Naz 33-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. And a first down.
Going tempo here.
Evans now in the pistol. As the tailback bear into his backside. Keep on his own. Bad decision. Will Wallace takes him for a loss inside the 30. Wallace shot through almost untouched. Evans made the decision to bring it back from the gut of Barron, and he takes a loss back to the 29-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 14.
Just 2 guys out in the pattern, but I wonder if that wasn't going to be one of those play action and deep shots.
Back to pass here. Evans looking to go long. Seabach flushes him up, and then he slides inexplicably. Maybe it was the fact Dway was there, but thought he could have made a move on Dway. If he bounces it left, he's still got some running room. Instead, makes a career decision after a gain of 4, and is back to the original line of scrimmage.
Not sure if he meant to slide or if he lost his footing, but either way, he ends up on the ground. It's 3rd and long.
Converted on their last 3rd down. It was 3rd and 8. Wallace checks out, a coverage package change, as Ashton Bennett, the former Gunner Tiger, checks into the lineup. Evans in the pistol, has 3 receivers stacked just off the left side of the line. Snap from the left hash. Evans rolling out to his right, looking deep over the middle and incomplete. He just threw it over the top of his intended receiver, Van Taylor. And again, we see the accuracy issues there on the part of Evans. Granted, he was being chased by big number 97, Dylan Seabach, who's yet to get into the backfield and get a sack.
Yeah, but great pressure there, and a good job discipline-wise, not giving up the edge.
So 4th down here, and back out is Van Pruin to punt this one away. Williams situated back at his 29-yard line. And a nice punt into the wind sends Williams backpedaling back. He then checks up, takes a sideways hop, and some hidden yardage there as it's stopped at the 16-yard line. So Van Pruin changes the field, a 51-yard punt.
Yeah, great punt into the wind. So whatever wind there is right now, and it looks like it's died down a little bit, but into the wind, he crushed that one.
So Southeastern will begin this drive. Minus territory inside their own 20. Officially have it at the 17-yard line. Band now trying to get into it for Southern Nazarene. 2nd possession of the game for Southeastern. Donovan Shannon, the tailback to the left, his first series of the game. Duncan claps his hands, receives the snap, looking to pass, fires in that one off the fingertips of Nunez. If he catches it, he's still running, folks. They had single high safety coverage that had bit to the inside, and there was a sea of green to the far side of the field. Instead, it's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's twice that play probably would have worked. The last one a little behind him, that one a little bit out in front.
Now we have a whistle from the side judge.
Maybe a clock issue?
Please reset the game clock to 9 minutes, 35 seconds. Not 35 on the game clock.
So they they add a lot of time, not just
I wonder if
a
they
couple
left
of
it running after that incompletion, perhaps.
So from 9:12 to 9:35, we had 23 seconds of game clock. And that's exactly what happened, Rob. The start of the drive was at the 9:39 mark. Duncan receives the snap. Quarterback run all day long, trying to get out to the edge, cannot, and is corralled after a gain of 2 to the 19-yard line.
Well, That's going to bring up a second and relatively long here, so they're going to have to try and stay, or third and relatively long. The incompletion puts you behind the chains.
So third and long. Already 0 for 1 here this evening on third downs. Duncan in the gun. Storm showing blitz with Carter Brock. Duncan, plenty of time to throw, plants, fires, has a man, it's caught, Kobe Jennings, and a great catch. He had the defender draped on his back, as it was Ethan Miner, the returning starter, that was right there with Jennings. Jennings, the veteran, making one of those catches in traffic we were talking about.
You know what, and credit Duncan. I mean, the first couple of passes have been off target. That when he sets his feet and fires it right in his chest. So great job to convert that third and long.
Third and long, that's a pickup of 16 on the play. And Duncan remaining in the gun here, 1st and 10 from his own 35. 4 wide, 2 to each side. Duncan to pass. Out near side. Has Nunez at the left sideline across midfield and in to Southern Naz territory. Down to the 42-yard line with that pickup as they move the sticks. Yet again, it is a gain of 22 yards and a first down.
2 straight first downs that you've seen the ball in the air, too, so a little bit different philosophically from last week, letting the kid cut it loose a little bit.
In plus territory for the first time this afternoon in the road white jerseys with the blue pants. It's Duncan taking a snap from the left hash. He'll hand off here. Shannon right up the middle, and a shoestring tackle made by the outside linebacker, Jake Wright. He got just enough of Shannon's foot, but Shannon falls forward all the way to the 38 with a gain of 4.
Well, and if Shannon's able to step out of that tackle, he's one-on-one with the safety, Desmond Williams. And
well, I may not make it to the casino tonight, but I can tell you where my money would be in that scenario. 2nd down and 6.
Yes.
Duncan in the pistol. Receives the snap. Hand back to Shannon, coming near side, makes a cut over the 35, stops short of the 30, but I believe he has enough for a first down at the 32 with a gain of 6. 7th play of the drive, they move the sticks as we move toward the 7-minute mark. Southeastern showing a little life on their second offensive possession of the game. Officially a gain of 7. They have him at the 31. Duncan already in the gun, ready to go. Has Nunez lined up to the near side, short side of the field, with 2 receivers out right. Jennings being the far wide out receiver. Duncan clapping his hands, receives a snap. This time, play action, rifles a pass. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. That one snuffed out in red.
Jamari Johnson, I believe, over there is the one that got up and knocked that one down. At least I think it was.
So an incomplete pass. Quieting things a moment for Southeastern, but they're already back up to the line. 3 receivers set to the right with a tight end Simpson going all the way out to Jennings. Duncan receives a snap. Looks right, bubble screen. Andre Williams makes the catch in space, now makes a cut, still on his feet inside the 25. I believe he has enough for a first down. They may have him just short. And sorry, it was Gabe Corona over there that went climbing the ladder to make that grab. He is just short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and a football.
You expect to get this for sure, but even if you don't, this might be 4-down territory.
Shannon remains the tailback to the left of Duncan. Slaps his hands, receives the snap, early movement. Who was it on? I believe contact was made on the part of Southern Naz. Good thing the snap was low to Duncan. Of course, they were just trying to get it out. They knew Southern Naz had gone offsides. As Damian Smallwood, the big Denison, Texas product, is bobbing his head a little bit, getting into the flow of things.
Yeah, I think it was contact. Otherwise, they can't stop the play, right?
Exactly.
And credit Duncan, recognized the offsides and took a shot, but they had blown the whistle.
So this will move it to the 17-yard line with that 5-yard walk-off. 9th play of the drive here. And the Storm keep the drive alive now in the red zone for the first time this afternoon. Corona, the slot man, to the left with Nunez out wide left. Jennings one-on-one to the right. Duncan receives the snap from the left hash, gives to Shannon. Shannon over the 15, still motoring along down to the 11-yard line. Gain of 6 for Donovan Shannon.
Boy, nice gain on first down, and the offensive line right now really starting to create some creases. You see Wrigley Kennedy back out there, so perhaps a little more continuity up front.
We've got Smallwood playing that guard position, right guard, with Dorian Maple as the right tackle. And Shannon so far turning in a solid drive here. Duncan to pass, goes right corner on a fade route to Jennings, makes the grab, but it drug him too far, out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, he wants to drop that one in the bucket right at that back pylon, and the wind got underneath it and carried it just a little too far.
That's the one thing about here, the wind of this stadium where it sets. I mean, it truly is kind of on the plains. And a north-south field, the wind, if you are moving north, that wind is always at your back. Conversely, those passes will hang on you if you're throwing them to the south. On 3rd down and 4, Duncan receives the snap, handoff Shannon, bounces it out, right side 5, and into the end zone untouched. Donovan Shannon with his first rushing score of the season. And Southeastern has a 6-0 lead with 5:41 to go here in the first quarter.
Boy, I like that drive. Good mix of run and pass through it at least 3 times on first down. So a good mix for the defense to kind of have to come over here and adjust to, and it finishes in the end zone.
Opportunity here for Dylan Cox to make it a 7-0 game. Cox, 56 of 62 for his career. Snap is down, kick is on the way, and it is true. 7-0, Southeastern in front. Savage Storm football continues in a moment on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Got the drive.
Arnett Insurance is proudly celebrating 60 years of serving Durant and the Texoma area. That's 3 generations of family ownership looking out for your insurance needs. Rates for home, life, auto, and commercial that fit your lifestyle and budget. At Arnett Insurance, you'll find 10 licensed agents with over 270 years of experience. Locally based agents that work with a variety of insurance companies give you the best options available. Located at 1116 West Main in Durant, it's Arnett Insurance and ArnettInsurance.com.
Back, your U.S. Cellular kickoff, a right-to-left kick, and this end-over-end kick will send Collins back. He'll bring it out from the 1, out over the 15, 20, still rolling and taken down past the 25, short of the 30 at the 28-yard line. Be sure to enter for your chance to win this year with U.S. Cellular. It is all about the 10K giveaway. You can enter today at giveaway.uscellular.com and switch to US mode and reconnect today. Here's Rob Johnson with a real quick Texoma Chevy dealer scoring drive recap.
11 plays, 84 yards, 3 minutes, 58 seconds off the clock, and Donovan Shannon finishes it off with an 11-yard touchdown run.
So Southern Naz here down now 7-0 with 5:34 to go here in the quarter. In the first, this drive will begin at their own 28, 3rd possession of the game. Evans fires it over the middle, and a big blow given by Joseph Jones. Lights up the receiver after a gain of 4.
Well, and there's that quick play action trying to get the ball into that second level of defense, and good throw there.
Call it a gain of, well, they have it right at the 32, so a gain of 4 here. Evans in the gun. Tailback Caden Barron to his left. He'll keep on his own. Evans bouncing it out on a quarterback option. D'Angelo Shanks in on the stop. They stop him a yard short of a first down. Taken down at the 37-yard line. 3rd and 1 coming up here.
That's where Southern Naz wants to be with this offense. 3rd and short. This gives them a lot of options to either open it up or just continue to ground and pound.
4:30 running here in Bethany. Evans with 3 men in the backfield, the tight end being one of those. He switches him to the left. Handoff, left side run. Barron bounces through the hole and then is taken down after a first down gain to the 42. Making that tackle was Travion Butler. Butler was really the last line of defense there. He doesn't make that tackle. Who knows where he goes? Gain of 5 on the play, and it is a first down as they move the sticks.
Well, Southern Naz just pounding that one, and you're right. You break through that first line of defense, there's not many people back there.
So first down and 10 now. Still on their side of the 50 at the 42-yard line. Snap from the left hash with a heavy formation. They'll hand off. Near side run is Donald May. He is hung out to dry, kept running parallel to the line, and Travion Butler there to make his second tackle of the day.
Great job, everybody doing just exactly what they're supposed to be. Shanks handles that inside. Butler runs the alley perfectly, and the corner's out here using the sideline as another defender.
So a lost play, loss of 2. Fifth play of the drive coming up here as we creep toward the 3-minute mark in the first. Now 3 men in the backfield with the quarterback, Evans. With a back to each side and one to his backside. They'll send Sparks in motion out of the backfield to the left. Handoff, Braxton Bird trying to make it out to the edge, cannot. He is down at the line of scrimmage. Another open field tackle made on the far side of the field. Getting over there was Andrew Grissom. Wanted to say Marquise Grissom. I got to went back in time a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I got baseball on my mind a little bit.
I know you're talking about, though. That said, Grissom did a great job again. Good angle on the runner and brings him down, brings up a 3rd and long.
3rd down and 10. Storm defense has done a solid job of getting the Crimson Storm off the field so far this afternoon. Sparks in motion right to left. Evans looking his way, looking to pass. He's in trouble. He's going to be sacked. Taken down from behind. He was able to spin out of a couple of would-be tackles there before finally they were able to bring him down. I believe it was Wallace that got him. And back at the 39-yard line on that sack play.
You know, good job defensively, obviously, in the coverage, but you can tell Southern Naz doesn't have a lot of passing game in their repertoire. The receivers were in their routes and just stopped. Nobody's open. He doesn't have much options.
Williams now situated a little bit further back than he has been, now giving a little respect to Van Pruin. And Van Pruin, a wobbly kick that's going to land in front of Williams. He fields it on the hop. Fielded at the 23, taken down almost immediately. Have him down at the 22-yard line. He had finally kind of given him the correct depth after making a couple of Willie Mays catches. And then Van Pruin promptly plants it about 5 yards in front of him.
Then he punches the wedge on a little lower trajectory. He just can't be right.
So 1:32 to go. Southeastern with an opportunity here. Leading 7-0. Their 3rd offensive possession of the game. New quarterback in is Colton Howard. Howard will hand off. Big running room here as a new running back as well. Getting the carry for Southeastern is Cameron Lockhart, the Frisco Emerson product. We saw Lockhart in week 1.
Yep.
And they slid him in on a kick return. He promptly had a 66-yard kick return that could have been a house call.
You know what? A lot of backups in there right now. Backup left tackle as well.
Some of those guys banged up just a little bit. Howard, the freshman out of Sapulpa, Oklahoma, and a transfer in from Emporia State, receives a snap, looking to pass. Fires out, pass caught. Kobe Jennings, and Jennings with a first down grab on the far side of the field.
Not quite as much zip on the ball there, but it's accurate, and Jennings does a good job catching the ball with his hands and getting the first down.
The first down gain to the 34-yard line. Clock under 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Southeastern moving right to left, wind at their back. Howard receives the snap. Handoff. The run there for Jonathan Cobb picks up maybe a yard to the 35-yard line.
content to get the signals.
They don't have to run a play. They can take this into the quarter break. Clock under 10 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Howard in the gun. Cobb remains to his backside. And Howard receives a snap just as time expires on the quarter. Now eludes a sack. Rolling out, looking to plant, and he gets out of that somehow and into the Southern Nazarene bench. A little bit of a late shove into his own players there. That will end the quarter. And a little scramble for Colton Howard. We head to the second. Southeastern leading 7-0. Back after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
When I share my story, it's about more than solving the mysteries of our solar system. I represent the curious spirit of the nation, the Choctaw Nation. I am our past. I am our present. I am our future. I am all of us. When we share, we become one because our stories make us more. Stories keep our culture alive. See them and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
When you're dealing with an insurance company, you're already behind the eight ball. And the only way to get a level playing field is to hire an attorney.
We treat each and every case and each and every client as if they are a friend and neighbor because that is how we view them.
You'll get the best service. You're going to have the best people working on your case. That I can promise.
Burridge Law Firm. Call 580-920-0700 or visit burridgelaw.com.
Welcome back. Southern Nazarene Stadium as Southeastern Oklahoma State takes a 7-0 lead into the second quarter. We've seen some new faces on this drive, and those faces remain out there. Cameron Lockhart, the freshman tailback out of Frisco Emerson, he's out there with the freshman out of Sapulpa and Colton Howard. You do see some familiar faces. Kobe Jennings and Victor Taylor lined up here wide right on the near side, and Matt Nunez lined up left. This 3rd and 4 play from the 40-yard line. Howard in the gun, receives a snap. Handoff Emerson trying to make a run to the short side of the field. He's unable to really gain much of anything there, maybe a yard. And that'll send out the punt team with a 7-0 lead.
That'll be something for the youngster to kind of learn from there. You can't bounce that play to the short side of the field. There's just too many defenders that are compacted on that side of the center, and he's just unable to get around the edge.
So Southern Naz poised to get it here. Clock running in the second quarter, 7-0. As Dorsey receives this snap, gets away a high end-over-end punt. This punt will check up. It looked as though it hit a Southern Nazarene player. Southeastern falls on top of it. And it'll be interesting to see what they say here. The Southern Nazarene guy did get blown up. I think he was perhaps had his player blocked into him. I think that's what happened.
I think so too, but I think it hit his foot. And they're in full discussion mode now.
Of course, you hear the home side crowd asking for a foul or a flag, but the reality is you can block them into him. And I think that's what happened.
We got a lot of Southern Nazarene officials over here close to the crowd mic, but I don't think there's any kind of a foul there, and frankly, I'm not sure that didn't hit his foot.
I'm not either. The end result, they just give the ball back to Southern Nazarene.
Well, if it didn't hit his foot, then Southeastern just downed the punt. But if it hit his foot, then Southeastern recovered the free ball.
Interesting. One of those that I'm sure will be looked at. Probably complained about, and nothing will be done about it either way.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then who cares?
So from the 33-yard line, Evans to pass, plenty of time, deep toward Bird and overshot. And wanting a flag on Grissom, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, that's just that's textbook coverage, kids, and it's really not a very accurate throw. It kind of went back over Bird's head, and he's not going to be able to get to that.
So the incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10.
And so much for Southern Naz not wanting to throw the ball. All right.
They came out and the wind in their back went for it there. Handoff. Up the middle run and breaking out of a tackle is Barron. Barron ahead up the right side, has one man to beat. And will he run out of gas? He will eventually. Cole McKnight makes the tackle. For some reason, they're firing off the touchdown foghorn. I don't understand that quite at all.
He's got to get to that black area out there.
Hurry up run there is a gain of 59, by the way. And now officials blow this play dead.
The chains weren't set for sure.
So no play. And it appears as though Southern Naz had worked on that all week. They were down there ready to go in a heartbeat. Coach Dustin Hotta said a few things, and the white hat escorted him right back into the sidelines. Either way, 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. Big 59-yard gain a moment ago by Caden Barron. That is his longest run of the season. Not the longest of his career. Had a 66-yarder a year ago. Evans. And now early movement. And motion along the offensive line. Evan Sullivan, the center, called for that one.
I think he started to snap the ball and stop. Snap infraction.
So now 1st and goal from the 12. Evans in the gun. Moves his tight end to the right, short side of the field. Receives, now will run a quarterback draw, bouncing it out right side and into the end zone. Southern Naz a point away from tying it up. Now they get the foghorn right.
Got double foghorns on that one. Yeah, he backs up to try to throw the quick slant over the middle. It's covered. He runs into the area vacated by that defender, and there's a wide open lane to the end zone.
Van Pruin, who for his career 43 of 48 on extra points, will kick into the north upright. And this game is tied with 13:09 to go here in the first half. Savage Storm football continues in a moment on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Shamrock Bank is an employee-owned company based in southeastern Oklahoma. We are a proud sponsor of Savage Storm Athletics. Many of our employee owners are alumni of Southeastern and know firsthand the opportunities higher education can bring. Our success is tied to the success of the communities we serve. Come see the difference employee ownership makes. At Shamrock Bank, you are more than a customer, we are more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
Steubenville Chevrolet in Durant is proud to support Savage Storm Athletics. And with the same pride, resilience, and strength as Savage Storm fans, Steubenville Chevrolet is proud to be Durant Chevy dealer. When you need a new car, truck, or SUV, the Steubenville team is ready to find your perfect tailgate vehicle. No need to leave town to find what you want. Stay local, buy your Chevrolet the Steubenville way, and go Savage Storm.
Rob Johnson didn't hear my comment.
I did.
It is time now for your Texoma Chevy dealer scoring drive recap. 7-all the score here in Bethany, Rob.
Yeah, guys, that one's a 3-play, 66-yard drive. It only took 55 seconds for Evans to cap it off at the 12-yard touchdown runner, but the big play came on the rush prior to that play.
Yeah, the big 59-yard run from Caden Barron. So now we're back to square one here in Bethany. 13:09 to go here in the first half, and we are tied 7-all, and the Southern Naz crowd back into it. Only afternoon game of the day in the Great American Conference. And several of them coming up, though, tonight. A big one between Southern Arkansas and Henderson State.
Washington Harding, too.
There's only 3 unbeatens remain in the GAC. Arkansas Tech, Harding, and Henderson. Tech and Harding, the next 2 opponents for Southeastern. Lockhart fields one deep, and he was looking as though he was about to try to come out, and maybe for the best, he slips, ends up taking a knee. And some extracurricular after the fact, Colton Simpson talking trash over here to the near side, talking it to Okawobi, the Frisco Liberty product. And I don't know what happened there. There are flags everywhere. Simpson was going back toward the Southeastern sideline, just pointing vigorously, and see what our officials have had a fun quarter and 2 minutes of football.
Earning their money so far.
See what they call here. If it is against Southern Naz, I predict a little overkill on the crowd mic. I do.
Unnecessary penalty, number 31. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the touchdown spot. First down.
So, unsportsmanlike conduct against Southern Naz. It is tacked on from where Southeastern would have gotten the ball, which, of course, would have been the 25. And so instead, Southeastern gets solid starting field position. They begin this drive, 13:09 to go. At their own 40-yard line, best starting field position of the day. And back out as the starting unit, so to speak, as LeVay Duncan back out there at quarterback, has Jonathan Cobb behind him in the pistol. Two receivers to the near side in Jennings and Corona. Nunez out wide left. Corona in motion right to left. They'll hand off Cobb right up the middle. Cobb keeps his footing, keeps the football, and motors along for a gain of 7, just short of the midfield stripe at the 47-yard line.
Looked like he got his face mask grabbed about halfway through that run as well. Obviously no flag, but nice pickup on first down.
So 2nd down and 3 here. Nice crowd here for a Saturday afternoon game. Nice crowd driving up from Durant. See a royal blue on the far side and crimson here on the near side. Duncan receives a snap. Handoff, Jonathan Cobb, and Cobb into Southern Naz territory. A first down gain of 3. Of course, again, we'll get to college scores here in a little bit, but no OU today. They're off, so nothing's going on in Norman. I don't think anyone really wants to pay attention to what's going on in Stillwater.
Oh.
So this is the focal point of what's going on in Oklahoma City on this Saturday afternoon. At midfield, here's Duncan in the gun with 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And Corona again hard across the formation. This time they swing it out to him. He gets blown up, but keeps his footing somehow. Then is dogpiled down. He took a big hit and just bounced right off of the defender. And that was awfully close to leading with the head, but they don't call it.
Close. You know what? It's a bang-bang play, no pun intended. But, yeah, he got nuked right there. And read well by the guy on the outside over there. I think it was number 12. Carter Brock.
So, no gain on the play, and no harm, no foul. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. The big tight end lined up over here in the right slot. Duncan fires that way, has a blocker, tries to break a tackle, and unable to do so. They corral Gabe Corona quickly at the Crimson Storm 48-yard line after a gain of 2. Decision time here. You've thrown the last 2 plays. You're facing 3rd down and 8. Everything you've thrown has been parallel to the line of scrimmage.
3rd time they've thrown that quick bubble screen or outlook. I wonder if there's not setting something up for later on in the ballgame.
Southern Naz fans on their feet. More cowbell, please. 3rd down and 8. 3 receivers left. Snap from the right hash. Duncan receives the snap. 3-step drop, looking at Jennings all day long. Will now tuck and run, and he's got the legs, and he's got a first down. Matter of fact, he drags Carter Brock, who loses the headgear. We just talked in pregame ad nauseum about how good of a tackler Carter Brock is, leading tackler on this team each of the last 2 years, and LeVay Duncan just made him look like Raggedy Ann.
He really did. This kid is not just athletic. He is big, and You saw it there. He's able to get through that tackle. He eventually went down, but extra yardage after contact.
13-yard pickup on that 3rd and long, and a drive stays alive after a scramble from LeVay Duncan, who had 144 yards rushing a week ago. Duncan now moves Victor Taylor in motion right to left. They'll hand off Jonathan Cobb. Cobb whittling along up the right hash, over and down to the 32-yard line with a gain of 3.
Carter Brock had to come out of the game because he lost his headgear on that last play. Looks like they may be working on a laceration down there, perhaps.
So 9:37 to go here. In this second quarter in a 7-all ball game. Southeastern, though, on the move. Duncan, the quarterback, in the shotgun, moving left to right. From the right hash, looks to pass, has all day, fires over the middle, and Duncan threw it through the hands of Taylor. Taylor, think heard footsteps, got to make that catch, went right through his hands.
Yeah, we talked about making those plays that are in front of you back in our key segment, and that's one of those. I think Taylor will be the first one to tell you he's got to bring that one down.
So after an explosive run from LeVay Duncan to get first down on a 3rd and 8, Southeastern now facing 3rd and 7. The question becomes, are you in plus territory? Got one-on-one on the far side of the field. As Duncan receives the snap, looking that way, going toward Jack Sternberger. Sternberger goes up. Does he make the catch? He was bobbling it around. The officials coming up, and the catch is made inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Jax Sternberger. For Luke, is that the proper pronunciation? And that is a first down inside the 10 at the 7.
Jax, Jet, whatever. Bottom line is that's a great play. Duncan puts it up, gives his receiver a chance, and Sternberger did a great job coming back to the football and making it.
25-yard pickup there. And Southeastern knocking on the door. Duncan in the pistol. Cobb to his backside. Duncan receives the snap. Handoff, Cobb bouncing off right guard. Nothing really going there. He stood up, but stood up after a short gain of 3. They're still dogpiling down there before the whistles finally blow. 10th play of the drive coming up here.
Don't tell me about player safety if we're going to let a play go on that long, guys. It's
yeah.
Know when the party's over.
So Sternberger with the big catch. Now it is 2nd and goal from the 5 after that short gain from Jonathan Cobb. Clock rolling toward the 8-minute mark in a tie ball game. Duncan receives a snap. Back to Cobb, back up the middle. And he maybe picks up a couple there down to the 2-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. Saw Southeastern last week go heavy in one of these situations.
Yes, and there it comes, I think, maybe.
Now they've got...
Now that's usually a direct snap to DJ Brown, and no DJ Brown this week, so be interesting to see who gets it.
You know the big boys are out there when there's a lot of numbers between 70 and 90.
Yeah, but there's a 10.
And the 10 is the Tarian Johnson, who will take this Wildcat snap. They shift the big boys to the left side of the line. Johnson takes the snap, bounces it out left side, stiff arms him in. There's a flag. He is brought down. They're going to call holding on Southeastern's Damian Smallwood for simply pancaking a smaller defender.
I think it was 75, wasn't it? But either way, I think that's going to be your call.
So the holding penalty will move it back. The question is here.
My question is, do you not
decline it and make it 4th down and 2? Instead, they accept the penalty, and it's 3rd and goal from the 12.
Be interesting to see how this works out. That's an interesting decision because the 10-yard penalty from the 2 back to the 12, now you got a lot more room for receivers to work. Interesting.
Also wonder if it changes the mindset a little bit with Southeastern perhaps going to kick it there. Being on the road, I would think they would take the safe play. Let's see. Duncan here in the gun has Shannon to his right. Snap from the left hash. Moving toward the south end zone. Duncan receives the snap, goes left all day, and the pass gets through the hands of Jax Sternberger over there on the far side. And now you'll see the kicker, Dylan Cox, come out to attempt this.
Well, credit the safety. I think it was Ethan Miner over there, number 3, that came back behind that ball and knocked it out of Sternberger's hands. Looked like he had secured it.
For his career, 7 of 9 in the 20s, Dylan Cox. This will be a 29-yard attempt into the wind from the left hash. Trying to give his team a lead. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is on the way. It is blocked. It is blocked. It is a live ball. It is stumbling out. It's picked up on the run. And off to the races with a blocked field goal return for a touchdown for Southern Naz is Desmond Williams. Williams, who had the 70-yard punt return for a touchdown a year ago, scoops and scores off of the blocked field goal attempt. And with that, Southern Naz has taken a 6-point advantage.
Yeah, guys, it was a player right off of the edge. We don't have replay today, but right off of the edge here, and he comes and really blocks that one relatively easily. Must be something they saw on film. Bumble, ball all bouncing all over the place. That thing's not round, and it ends up in the wrong end zone.
So Van Pruin on to kick this extra point. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is on the way, it's good. 14-7, Southern Naz leads. Savage Storm football continues after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Texoma Chevy dealers.
This August and September at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, we're giving away $1.4 million in cash and trucks during our Gas Monkey Garage giveaway. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card to earn entries into cash drawings every Saturday. And in our final drawing on September 27th, Richard Rawlings will announce the winner of a custom 2025 F-150 from Gas Monkey Garage. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
It is Chevy Truck Month. Be sure to visit your local Texoma Chevy dealers to find the Chevy pickup right for you. And that one, a pretty easy one. 29-yard field goal attempt was blocked. The eventual return not yet statted. But by our estimation, he picked it up about 56 yards out because that thing was bumbling along near midfield. And it's returned by Desmond Williams, and Southern Naz leads 14-7. As your U.S. Cellular kickoff from Van Pruin catches a lot of wind, flies out of the back of the end zone. As U.S. Cellular, a proud partner of the Southeastern Sports Network. When the clock's ticking, you don't want to waste it scrolling with U.S. Cellular's US Mode. Every moment's a chance to win big. Enter the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes for your shot at $10,000. Visit giveaway.uscellular.com and make your play today. Well, missed opportunity. 6:39 remains here. Southeastern was almost assuredly about to get points, and instead
10-point swing right there, bottom line. That was a field goal Dylan Cox typically would make. It turns into 7 points the other way.
Point out an eerie stat here in a moment. After this snap, LeVay Duncan in at quarterback. Duncan runs off left side, bouncing it to the left, now makes a cut up the left hash, still on his feet, and he picks up 10.
Man.
Unbelievable.
The athleticism is off the charts, kids. If you've got a chance to get out to Paul Laird Field or somewhere close to where you're at on the road, you need to come see this kid play because he's got stuff you can't teach.
Last week, as We'll touch on this after this snap. That first down run for Duncan, moving it to the 35. Corona in motion, left to right. Handoff, Donovan Shannon, and tripped up. Picks up, though, 6, falling forward to the 41-yard line. Last week in that game, East Central outgained Southern Nazarene and outgained them fairly steadily, 289 to 212. But it was 4 turnovers on the part of East Central that led to a 17-14 win. At this point in the game, Southeastern has outgained Southern Naz 172 to 98. But at this point, it is a blocked field goal that was returned for 6 that has proven the difference thus far. Injury timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 5:52 to go here until the halftime break. Southern Naz 14, Southeastern 7 on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Sparlin Realty is dedicated to achieving your goals and will always do what's in your best interest. For residential and commercial properties, farm, ranch, and land purchases, you'll feel good about your choice of Sparlin Realty.
At Sparlin Realty, there's nothing more gratifying than achieving your goals and earning your trust along the way.
Whether you're selling your property or buying your dream home, it would be our privilege to assist you. Please call us today at 580-745-1055
or SparlinRealty.com.
Touchdown flavors begin at Green Spray Food Center. Whether you're grilling ribs, saucing up wings, or flipping the juiciest burgers, we've got your game day covered. Stock up on fresh meats, bold seasonings, and all your tailgate favorites. So before the big game, swing by Green Spray Food Center, North 1st Street in Durant. And always be ready for game day by checking out this week's deals at greensprayfoods.com. Durant's only locally owned grocer, Green Spray Food Center, fueling Southeastern fans for over 70 years.
Big tight end with a first down catch, short of midfield. Crimson Storm keep pawing at the football, and they actually pull the big tight end, Jalen Banks, across the midfield stripe. The sophomore and transfer from Wayne State with his first catch of the season moves it to the Crimson Storm 47-yard line, now in plus territory, and a first down. The thing about that is that was just a medium gain of about 7 yards and a first down from the 41 to the 48. They end up with 5 more yards from the big tight end, 6'4", 250-pound sophomore Banks. As here, Duncan will hand off. Donovan Shanning probing, now runs out to the left edge. Didn't have anything going there, and it's no gain on the play. Take this opportunity. It is our top of the hour. Today's game being broadcasted all across the Southeastern Sports Network. KYHD Valiant, KZIG Colgate, KHKC Atoka, as well as KICM Ardmore, and KZRC Bennington Durant, Mix 96.1, the flagship of the Southeastern Sports Network. Clock moving under 4:30 to go here in the first half. Duncan receives a snap, throwing all day. Now steps up. He'll take off and run. He'll plow over one guy and then hit from behind by another. The tackle made by Ben Rutherford, and it jarred him forward to the 40-yard line. A couple of yards short of a first down.
Well, he lowered the shoulder right there and finished that run. I like the effort, but I don't know if that's something you want to see your quarterback doing out in the open field.
Receiver out here to the near side is Caden Carter. In the left slot is Trevin Hohenberger, and out wide left, Nunez on this third down and a long 3. Early movement on the right side of the Southeastern line. And seeing the argument from Reagan Wade, I believe Wade maybe is arguing that Southern Naz is simulating a snap count.
He's certainly bringing something up to the officials. The officials don't agree.
Of course, that been illegal if that is the case. Penalty will move Southeastern back between the 45 and 46. Crimson Storm fans on their feet. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Duncan to pass, rolls out left, running for his life, throws on the run. Catch made by Nunez, and an unbelievable first down. And up on the far side of the field is LeVay Duncan.
Yeah.
He took a monster shot from Carter Brock. Brock in his ear a little bit, Duncan just kind of walking it off. He threw that ball across his body, getting just smashed. Somehow finds Nunez. Nunez first down, move the sticks, cowbell stop.
2 words, arm strength. He's got a bunch of it, kids.
So the first down moves it all the way to the 37-yard line. Hohenberger in motion. They'll hand off right up the middle. Donovan Shannon breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet, and inside the 30 down to the 24-yard line. A nice gain of 13, and the sticks will move again. Southeastern racking up yards, but they're not racking up points. They trail 14-7 as we close in on the 2-minute timeout.
Well, they had the 3 and out in the first drive. Ever since then, they've really moved the ball pretty freely. The blocked field goal is what the deficit is right now.
See what will happen here on this possession. As it is Duncan in the gun. Has Cobb to his backside out of the pistol. Hohenberger, the receiver, to the right in the slot with Carter out to that side. Duncan receives the snap. Handoff, Cobb trying to stretch it to the right. And there's not a lot of lateral movement along that defensive front. We talked about that front 7 and the returning starters amongst the linebacking core. 3 of the returning 5 starters in that linebacking core for Southern Nazarene, and they've been doing a great job of getting side to side. That takes us to the 2-minute timeout. Southeastern trailing by possession. Back after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Around here, people still believe in the golden rule. Treat others like you want to be treated. So, when the out-of-town satellite companies cancel your favorite shows, maybe they just don't know any better. Cherokee Communications was born and raised here, and they've got the shows the big guys want to cut, like news, sports, and kids shows. Who knows? Maybe the golden rule is more important than the bottom line. Cherokee Communications. Long live local.
Craving bold flavors and good vibes? Come on down to El Caporal Mexican Restaurant and Bar, your local fiesta headquarters. Sizzle your taste buds with Tex-Mex favorites, fresh seafood dishes, and don't forget their legendary top-shelf margaritas. Shaken, stirred, and always served with a smile. Whether it's date night, family night, or Margarita Monday, El Caporal is the place to be. El Caporal, where every night feels like a fiesta. Visit today. Taste the tradition, stay for the fun.
14-7, the difference in this game, a scoop and score on a blocked field goal for Southern Nazarene. Southeastern trailing here as we close in on halftime, and they have, though, dominated the stat sheet, and it would be a shame to go in down here at the half after this offensive half that has seen Southeastern just basically dominate to this point. See if they can put points on the board here.
Something to keep in mind. You want to, first of all, you want to finish this drive in the end zone. Second of all, you're going to get the opening kick in the second half, so an opportunity to kind of go back-to-back here.
So far, Southeastern has racked up 341 yards of offense, but have just 7 points to show for it. Duncan in the gun, 2nd and 9. At the Southern Naz 23, Duncan to pass. Duncan, plenty of time. Now flushed out, dumps it, finds Donovan Shannon trying to stop from going out of bounds and keep his footing, but he has a first down to the 13-yard line, a gain of 10 on that play.
Good job finding his check down. You saw off the fastball there. We've talked about that more than once, so perhaps some maturation. He did miss. Looked like he had Sternberger on a flag to his left, didn't like it for whatever reason, and took what he could.
Taking their time here, Southeastern. So far in this game, 200 and had the stats off there a little bit. 122 yards rushing with 107 yards passing. Here's a pass out to Jax Sternberger. And Sternberger tracked down over there on the far side of the field by Elijah Simmons.
Running both the receivers deep, and then you want Sternberger to get that quick out. You're just assuming he's going to run away from that defender. Southern Naz defense is not huge by GAC standards, but they are quick side to side.
By the way, correcting my stat line a moment ago, 230 yards of offense, but still to 98, and you're down by 7. Southeastern with all 3 timeouts remaining, 1:15 to go. Duncan to pass. Goes left corner of the end zone. Nunez can't haul it in. Goes off his fingertips. Put that about where he needed to. Maybe not enough loft.
Yeah.
And the incomplete pass stops the clock with 1:12 to go here.
You're going to throw it on a line like that, you want it to be to the back shoulder, not to the corner. If it's going to go back into that corner, you want to put that ball up in the air and let your receiver try to go get it. Got stuck between the two throws there.
So 3rd down and 10. Southeastern 5 of 8 on 3rd downs today, but they got turned away on a 3rd down here earlier in a scoring opportunity. Back to pass, Duncan swings it out, and Donovan Shannon just tripped over his own feet over on the far side of the field.
And by the way, he's got some space over there. If he catches that ball, he's one-on-one with a safety, and we talked about where your money would be earlier, and I agree with you in that matchup.
Offense appearing to stay on the field here. 4th down and 10. Gutsy call. Must make the Southern Naz 4-yard line for a 1st down. Duncan in the gun from the left hash. Has 2 receivers to his right. Duncan to pass. Duncan looking. Plenty of time all day long. Now flushed out to his left. Plants. Throws across. Has a man. Caught. Touchdown Southeastern. Trevin Hohenberger. His first career receiving score. And the Stormer within a point away.
You know what? Give Duncan great credit for kind of floating that ball, taking it a little off the fastballs we keep trying to tell him to try to do. But most importantly, you got to credit that offensive line. He had all kinds of time to scan the field.
There's nothing like the feel of the collective oxygen of your opponent dissipating into thin air so quickly. And here is Cox for the extra point. And the extra point is good. We're tied 14 all. Of course, this month is Chevy Truck Month, as you can find your dependable Chevy Silverado at any one of your local Texoma Chevy dealers, as it is your month not only to discover Chevy Truck Month, but do more and explore more and get more done. Visit your local Texoma Chevy dealers today to see what you can get done with a little grit, determination, and proven reliability. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. How about a Texoma Chevy dealer scoring drive recap, Rob?
Yeah, 13 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes, 38 seconds off the clock to consume that drive. LeVay Duncan shows all kinds of skill. 13-yard touchdown pass to Trevin Hohenberger to tie this one up.
I want to point out one big key part of that. He waited for it to develop. Mm-hmm. He knew he didn't have enough room for him to get it with his legs. That's a sign of maturity there to hang with it, let it develop, and he finally found Hohenberger crossing the end zone left to right. Here is Dylan Cox for your U.S. Cellular kickoff. It is a north to south kick, hangs in the air, filled it at the 6. Brought out coming near side over the 20 is Collins, and Collins has then stood up. Southeastern wrapping him up short of the 30-yard line. And Southern Naz will have it with 54 seconds remaining. Slow to get up for Southeastern is Chancey Lester Jr., the backup sophomore tailback out of Midwest City.
Be interesting to see how they choose to handle this over here on the near sideline. They're huddled up with their offense, 54 seconds, and they've got all their timeouts, but with not something that they typically focus on. Again, don't let people get behind you defensively.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining. I would suspect on the road, probably a little more conservative play from Southeastern, and at home a little more aggressive from Evans and the Crimson Storm. Evans in the gun. Moves the tailback Barron to his left. He'll hand off Barron, a draw play right up the middle. Breaks an arm tackle, then is tackled from behind. Should mention Cameron Van Pruin. He is a heck of a field goal kicker. He's 13 of 16 for his career. He's got the wind at his back. He is a perfect 6 of 6, 40-plus yards. Evans to pass. Rockets a pass. This one picked off. Who is it? It's Mr. Grissom. Andrew Grissom with an interception and has Southeastern setting in plus territory.
And there's the downside of the aggressive move with this offense. It's not used to throwing the football. And here you are with Grissom doing a great job backing up, keeping everything in front of him, reading the quarterback's eyes, steps in front and picks it off.
So now Southeastern has the opportunity to become the aggressor in plus territory with 40 seconds remaining in all 3 timeouts. And they'll send out Colton Howard here in the quarterback role.
Interesting. We've seen the rotation here in the first half. Be interesting to get Coach Atterbury's input on that.
I think a lot of it's just guys are dinged up. I mean, he told me earlier that he expected to see several guys on the offensive line rotating around, and that's not something you typically see either. Howard to pass, steps up, looking, goes deep, has Jennings, beautiful ball, pass is caught inside the 5. Howard with a heck of a throw, a beautiful spiral finds Jennings inside the 5, all the way down to the 3.
And credit Jennings for going up and using his mismatch, using his hands to get that one caught.
A 45-yard gain sets up 1st and goal from the 3, and a timeout taken by Southeastern and Coach Bo Atterbury. Wow, it's amazing how momentum is just completely shifted here in basically the last 5 minutes of this game.
Well, we talked about the 2-for-1 opportunity we wanted Southeastern to take advantage of. Now, down at the 2-yard line with 31 seconds left in the half, you got a chance to make that a 3-for-1 opportunity, as you will continue to be reminded second half kickoff will be Southeastern's as well.
And you can do a lot here. It's 1st and goal. And, you know, every play takes 7 seconds.
Right.
You can run the ball. You can pass the ball. You can do anything you want to do.
All kinds of opportunities here, and I wouldn't be surprised even if they came out in that heavy package, although I see Deturian Johnson going back to the sidelines. And bottom line, you're absolutely right. 31 seconds is all kinds of time from what is, I guess, the 3-yard line, is it?
Correct. 45-yard pickup. Has Southeastern knocking on the door again. Literally, just 23 seconds ago, they scored. Now they have a chance to do it again. Howard, freshman transfer from Emporia State, sending Victor Taylor in motion right to left. They'll hand Jonathan Cobb. Cobb taken down. They'll quickly burn a timeout. But again, that's the advantage of having all your timeouts, only 5 seconds off of the clock, with 26 seconds remaining here.
And still just second down, so all kinds of opportunities here. Your playbook is wide open, nothing on that play, but all kinds of chances.
Of course, coming up, we got the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. We'll take a look around the GAC, what's going on tonight. And I do say that because all the rest of these games today kick at 6 with a 7 o'clock kickoff in Searcy between Ouachita and Harding, the two that have been atop the conference over the last couple of years. Of course, Ouachita finding themselves in rare territory, 1-2 on the season after losing to Arkansas Tech just last week and losing to East Central to open the season. We'll also take a look at action around the SEC and the Big 12 and highlight a couple of big Division I games that are coming up later on tonight. That's during the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. To find out how together we're more, visit ChoctawNation.com. 26 seconds remaining here at Southern Nazarene Stadium in Bethany. Savage Storm come out of a timeout set up by a big 45-yard Colton Howard to Kobe Jennings connection. And they, again, have 2 more timeouts, or the scoreboard shows has 1 more timeout remaining, and that is correct. They marked one after that big pass play. Howard receives a snap. He wants to throw. Goes high, wide open. Kobe Jennings, the receiver, was wide open. Somehow 6'7" got loose in the back of the end zone, and there was no one within 4 yards of him.
Yeah, the cornerback turned to run with him and then turned and looked at the quarterback. The ball just went straight over his head, and that, for all intents and purposes, was a fair catch for Jennings in the back corner of the end zone, and the 3-for-1 opportunity is here.
So the Storm with the strongest lightning bolt has been Southeastern. They've struck twice now, and within the last 35 seconds, putting 13 on the scoreboard, trying to make it 14. Snap is back, extra point, and it is no good. So Dylan Cox missing that extra point. It remains just a 6-point lead with 19 seconds to go until the halftime break.
Yeah, that stings a little bit. You want those extra points to be automatic. Unfortunately, that one was not.
Have your Texoma Chevy dealer scoring drive recap once they keep pounding out the stat program here. It is Chevy Truck Month. That means it's the best time to check out the rugged, capable, powerful, and uncompromising Chevy truck lineup. Find any of them. The Colorados, the Silverado, they are all at your local Texoma Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
3 plays, 48 yards, 19 seconds, oddly enough, if there's 19 seconds left. 19 seconds on that drive. Howard completes his first touchdown pass. This one to Jennings from 3 yards out and gives you a 6-point lead. Unfortunately, the extra point was not good.
So Dylan Cox, that one I believe just got away from him to the right. And Cox will kick this one into the wind, and this drifting to that side. Fair caught by the up man. Probably should have let it go out of bounds. Could have been a procedure penalty. Instead, Southern Naz will have it with excellent starting field position with only 19 seconds remaining. They do have all their timeouts. Does Coach Dustin Hada continue to be the aggressor here?
Well, and I go back to the decision that he made to be aggressive on that last possession, and it got him in trouble with an offense not used to throwing the football. He gave up a late turnover. He's not going to do it twice.
Matter of fact, they have Evans under center. You may just see a knee and a run to the halftime locker room, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So at the end of one, it's been a crazy first half, as it often is here in Bethany. Southern Nazarene, they had a 14-7 lead with a minute to go here in the first half after a blocked field goal was returned and gave the Crimson Storm a 14-7 advantage, but a long drive put together by Southeastern, followed up by a quick turnover and an interception from Andrew Grissom. And all of a sudden, Southeastern has a 6-point lead as we go in to the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. We get it started up after this here at the break. Southeastern 20, Southern Nazarene 14. This is the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Choctaw culture is our everyday life. It has stood the test of time, carried from generation to generation, by elders teaching their communities traditional stories, by parents teaching their children the social dances, and by children teaching us all to be curious about the world. Where will your curiosity take you? Visit ChoctawCulturalCenter.com to plan your visit today.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Shelburne Heating and Air is the choice for all your residential and commercial needs. Service and installation on brands you know and trust. Carrier, Trane, Luxair, Mitsubishi, and American Standard. Shelburne Heating and Air specializes in optimizing the performance of your heating and cooling system. Here to help you improve your indoor comfort. Shelburne Heating and Air, your locally owned heating and air experts. For contact info, visit shelburneheatair.com.
What's your something?
My something is getting my very first apartment.
My something is staying on the cutting edge of the tech industry.
My something is to make a difference.
What's your something?
My something? Making every plate a work of art. There's something for you here.
Find your something at careers.choctawnation.com.
Find your something by applying today at careers.choctawnation.com.
Hey Durant, looking to elevate your next get-together? We've got everything from bold reds to crisp whites and one of the best craft beer selections in town. Need it ice cold? Step into our beer cave. It's frosty, it's fresh, and it's waiting for you. Whether it's wine, spirits, or your favorite craft brews, the Wine Cellar has you covered. The Wine Cellar Liquor Store, Radio Road, Durant. Drink better, celebrate more. The Wine Cellar always encourages you to drink responsibly.
It's time for the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone. It is the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. Our score here at the halftime break, 20-14, as Southern Nazarene put up a valiant effort early, but maybe a big mistake late. The Southeastern able to capitalize off of a turnover, and they take a 20-14 lead here at the halftime break. It's now turned over to Rob Johnson, who takes a look around the Great American Conference, highlighting games going on this evening, as well as a look at the Big 12 and the SEC, as it is the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. Rob?
Well, we'll start with the GAC, and you just said it. There's not a whole lot of scores to give you, just a schedule. You've got the 3 o'clock kickoff here that we'll talk about in more detail in a minute. There's 4 kickoffs at 6 o'clock. Arkansas Monticello, they're in Russellville to take care or to meet Arkansas Tech again at 6 o'clock kick. Southern Arkansas, the Mule Riders on the road in Arkadelphia. This one on the other side of the ravine with Henderson State serving as the home team. Again, a 6 o'clock kick. A 6 o'clock kick in Alva as Northwestern Oklahoma State will host ECU. And then the last 6 o'clock kick, Southwestern, there in Weatherford, hosting Oklahoma Baptist, also at 6 o'clock. The 7 o'clock kick would have been the marquee matchup in past years. This year, Ouachita struggling a little bit, but they are on the road in Searcy. Again, that one will kick off at 7 o'clock. Now looking up to the big boys in D1, we'll start with the Big 12. Kansas, they are at home with Cincinnati, and Cincinnati upends Kansas 37-34. Kansas State is at home hosting UCF, and currently, or no, that is now a final 34-20. Kansas State beats UCF, so we can stop hearing about their national championship hopes. Perhaps the post-Mike Gundy era there in Stillwater, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State is hosting Baylor, and they currently trail Baylor 28-20. So perhaps as close as they've been all season. But moving on in the Big 12, Utah on the road at West Virginia leads that one 28-0 at halftime, taking care of West Virginia. Arizona will be on the road at Iowa State later tonight. BYU on the road in Boulder to take on the Fighting Primetimes. TCU and Arizona State, that game was last night. Arizona State upsets 24th ranked TCU 27-24, and Houston on the road in overtime beats Oregon State. That one also 27-24. Moving on to the SEC. Couple of finals earlier today. Arkansas, 56-13. Arkansas at home, and they get upended 56-13 by 22nd ranked Notre Dame.
I want to point out real quick on the point spread of that game, it was 4.5 points to start. You and I heard this on the way over. The live point spread had grown to 25.5, and that was on our way over. You even came over to my hotel room and said, I watched Notre Dame touch the ball 4 times. They scored touchdowns all 4 times.
And by the way, the 25-point live spread, not enough at 56-13.
And one shout out there locally, Denison's very own Jadarian Price with a rushing touchdown in that win over the Razorbacks. And who knows, he may have had more. They put up 56.
13 attempts for 86 yards for Jadarian Price. So a nice day for him and the 1 touchdown. Perhaps he had 1 receiving as well. But either way, Notre Dame handling Arkansas. Utah State on the road at Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt takes care of Utah State 55-35 there at home. Texas A&M is at home at Kyle Field hosting Auburn today. This one's at halftime, and A&M leads it 13-3 over the Tigers. Also in the second quarter, looks like they're at the 2-minute timeout. Lane Kiffin told us to take the over earlier this week. Well, not so far. It's a 10-7 game coming up on halftime as Ole Miss leads LSU, again, by 3 late in the second quarter. Also in the second quarter, Tennessee currently trails Mississippi State on the road there in Starkville, 17-10. And then a couple of games coming up later on tonight, a great big matchup there in Athens. as Georgia will host Alabama. That one will kick off at 6:30. And also at 6:30, Missouri will host the mighty powerhouse of UMass. We're almost to the point where they can all start playing each other. And then Kentucky, South Carolina, that one kick off at 6:45 in Columbia, South Carolina. That should be a heck of a matchup as well. So we'll catch up with those later on, and that's kind of your scores around the GAC and throughout the Big 12 and SEC.
Of course, coming up, we have more of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. Rob will give a breakdown of the first half snaps. We have that coming up for you here in just a little bit. It is the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. Our score at the break, Southeastern 20, Southern Nazarene 14 on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Blue River Valley Winery is the place to be, with breathtaking views, amazing food, and unforgettable wine. It's the perfect escape. Whether you're planning a wedding, a family gathering, or just a peaceful afternoon, we've got something special for you. Come visit us at Blue River Valley Winery, located on Sawmill Road in Caddo. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Blue River Valley Winery.
Craving bold flavors and good vibes? Come on down to El Caporal Mexican Restaurant and Bar, your local fiesta headquarters. Sizzle your taste buds with Tex-Mex favorites, fresh seafood dishes, and don't forget their legendary top-shelf margaritas. Shaken, stirred, and always served with a smile. Whether it's date night, family night, or Margarita Monday, El Caporal is the place to be. El Caporal, where every night feels like a fiesta. Visit today. Taste the tradition, stay for the fun.
My name is Piper James, and I am a patient coordinator at Westside Family Dentistry. Being able to help patients achieve their goals from my side, just being able to see people leave with a better smile and happy with the experience they have at our office.
From preventative dental care to comprehensive reconstruction, they are committed to providing dental excellence while improving your oral and overall health. Westside Family Dentistry, 2915 Westside Drive in Durant, and westsidefamilydentistry.com.
The Pick 6 meal for two is back at Buffalo Wild Wings of Sherman. Choose 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 fountain drinks for just $19.99. Dine in only. Some restrictions apply. Pick 6 meal for two, perfect for all the games or just hanging out. All with 1 giant screen and 45 50-plus-inch TVs, so you never miss the game. Open 11 to midnight Sunday through Wednesday and 11 to 1 Thursday through Saturday. The $19.99 Pick 6 meal for two, only at Buffalo Wild Wings inside the Sherman Town Center.
Is a perfect 6 of 6, 40-plus yards. Evans to pass. Rocket to pass. This one picked off. Who is it? It's Mr. Grissom. Andrew Grissom with an interception and has Southeastern setting in plus territory. Big play right before half that, of course, set up the final score of the first half. Southeastern leading 20-14 as Andrew Grissom, his first career interception. He was our key player on the defensive side. We said, hey, you're doing great making all those tackles. You got to keep your eyes within this offense. Well, that time he took his eyes straight to the football, turned it over, and with that, the Savage Storm would score a few short plays later. Welcome you back. It's the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show, and here with a look at the first half stats is Rob Johnson. Rob.
Well, look at the numbers, Jay, and it's a 20-14 game at halftime. If looking at these numbers, that ought to be significantly worse than that, and we know Southern Naz, half of their points came off of the blocked field goal, a return for a touchdown. But the numbers look like this. Total yards, Southeastern 290, Southern Naz 109. Plays, 46 for Southeastern, 21 for Southern Naz. Passing yards, Southeastern has 167 passing yards in the first half. Southern Nazarene has 12, including a turnover in the passing game. Rushing yards, which is Southern Nazarene's bailiwick, if you will. I couldn't think of a better word. Southern Naz has 97 yards rushing in the first half. Southeastern, 123. First down, Southeastern 16, Southern Naz 4. I mean, they're just dominating the numbers through the first 30 minutes. Individual numbers, of course, 2 quarterbacks played for Southeastern in that first half. LeVay Duncan, 10 out of 18 for 156 yards in the touchdown, including a long of 44. Colton Howard, 4 out of 4. So Can't do much better than that. Also including a touchdown throw to Jennings there late in the first half. As far as receivers, between the two quarterbacks, they're spreading it out just fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different receivers with catches in the first half. Jennings, the leader, with 4 catches and 69 yards, including the touchdown and the long one for 44 yards there at the end of the first half. The other touchdown to Trevin Hohenberger, his first touchdown of the season and his only catch of the first half, but it was a big one. Rushing-wise, Donovan Shannon leading the rushing parade at 6 carries for 46 yards. Second is LeVay Duncan, stop me if you've heard that before, with 5 carries for 38 yards. Of course, Shannon did have the rushing touchdown there in the first half. For Southern Nazarene, quarterback Bryce Evans, 2 out of 7 for 12 yards and a pick. That ain't going to get it done. And we talked about how he's a 32% passer, 28.6% passer in that first half. Receiving, 2 catches by 2 different receivers, 1 for 7 yards and 1 for 5, those between Taylor and Bird. Rushing-wise, you do have 5 carries and 82 yards for Cade Barron, but keep in mind he had a long of 59 yards, so that's going to skew his stuff a little bit. But he is, in fact, the rushing leader for Southern Nazarene in the first half. And Evans second, 6 carries for 23 yards, and, of course, he did have the touchdown run. The big difference for Southern Nazarene on the scoreboard in that first half was the black field goal that was returned by Desmond Williams for the touchdown, although he did get dinged up late there in that first half. So the numbers not really indicative of the scoreboard, as Southeastern has been dominant through 30 minutes, and look forward to coming out and doing the same thing in the second half.
Of course, coming up, we'll dive back into the storm forecast brought to you by the Wine Cellar. We'll revisit that as well as current game time field conditions and more after this. It is the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
This August and September at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, we're giving away $1.4 million in cash and trucks during our Gas Monkey Garage giveaway. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card to earn entries into cash drawings every Saturday. And in our final drawing on September 27th, Richard Rawlings will announce the winner of a custom 2025 F-150 from Gas Monkey Garage. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
If college is in your future, then scholarship applications should be too. Visit ChetaFoundation.com for dozens of scholarship opportunities. Whether you're a high school senior or pursuing a doctorate-level degree, Choctaw Tribal members will find competitive scholarships for every level of education. Applications for the Cheta Foundation open on January 15th, but you can start planning now. For more information, visit the scholarship page at ChetaFoundation.com. That's CHAHTA Foundation.com.
Athletic injuries are essentially orthopedic injuries with sport-specific components. At Excel Therapy, our goal is for the athlete to return to the sport quickly. Excel Therapy can assist in speeding up recovery following surgery by improving range of motion, strength, and flexibility. At Excel Therapy, we excel at sports medicine. We excel at physical therapy. We excel at helping you excel. With clinics in Ardmore and Durant, our team excels at orthopedic injury recovery and sports medicine. Find us at exceltherapyok.com.
Protection,
reassurance,
compensation,
all describe what insurance is designed to provide.
However, with catastrophic loss, such as an auto accident, wrongful death, or house fire, the insurance company can be a confusing and daunting entity.
If you have suffered from an injury or loss, the Burridge Law Firm can help. We know how frustrating it can be to deal with insurance companies and medical providers. Large enough to provide a wealth of experience, yet small enough to focus on each client, Burridge Law Firm is here to serve your legal needs with dedication and diligence.
It's time for the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
3rd down and 4. Duncan receives the snap, handoff Shannon, passes it out, right side 5, and into the end zone untouched. Donovan Shannon with his first rushing score of the season. And that first rushing score gave his team a 7-0 lead following the extra point. And then it's been crazy ever since. 20-14 our score here at the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. Let's revisit a few of those points from the storm forecast brought to you by the Wine Cellar. And let's go back to what we had on the offensive side of the ball, Rob.
Well, we wanted them to be consistent, take care of the basics, and make the play in front of you. You've seen it in the first half. 6 total drives. 4 of them ended up in the end zone. Unfortunately, one of those in the wrong end zone after a blocked field goal. But 11 plays 84 yards, 13 plays 60 yards, 13 plays 75 yards, 13 plays 48. A lot of good things to see from the offense there in that first half.
Thought they really did an outstanding job, and this is a Southern Naz defense that's been pretty stingy so far the last couple of weeks. They gave up just 289 yards a week ago.
Scheme discipline from the defense. Boy, no further do you have to look than right there on that last interception from Grissom. He's been aggressive to the ball, and right there uses his eyes, reads the throw, and gets the late turnover that turns into points.
Of course, with that, we get set for the start of the second half. That brought to you by the Wine Cellar. Beer runs, they are a sport, and the Wine Cellar, their MVP. If you're out today, visit Radio Road and swing on in to their ice-cold beer cave. The Wine Cellar, proud partner of the Southeastern Sports Network. Drink better, celebrate more, celebrate responsibly. The Wine Cellar. Second half after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their casa.
2 tacos and a bean burrito.
Do you use the sauce?
Yes.
So do you put it off to the side, or do you soak your burrito in it? How do you use the sauce?
I soak it up as much as I can. I pour it on there, on the tacos and burrito.
When it's real fresh, real food, and real good, there's no wrong way to eat your casa. Be sure to visit Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
Arnett Insurance is proudly celebrating 60 years of serving Durant and the Texoma area. That's 3 generations of family ownership looking out for your insurance needs. Rates for home, life, auto, and commercial that fit your lifestyle and budget. At Arnett Insurance, you'll find 10 licensed agents with over 270 years of experience. Locally based agents that work with a variety of insurance companies give you the best options available. Located at 1116 West Main in Durant, it's Arnett Insurance and ArnettInsurance.com.
Shamrock Bank is an employee-owned company based in southeastern Oklahoma. We are a proud sponsor of Savage Storm Athletics. Many of our employee owners are alumni of Southeastern and know firsthand the opportunities higher education can bring. Our success is tied to the success of the communities we serve. Come see the difference employee ownership makes. At Shamrock Bank, you are more than a customer, we are more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
Dive into the new Ultimate Trio at your neighborhood Applebee's of Ardmore, where every combo is a winning play. Pick, mix, and score for just $14.99. Who will you draft? Will it be chicken quesadillas with chipotle lime salsa, or boneless wings with house-made ranch or blue cheese? With 10 apps and 10 dips to combine, any combination could be the winning play. The Ultimate Trio, only at your neighborhood Applebee's of Ardmore, 2680 West Broadway. Open till midnight Sunday through Thursday and open till 1 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
It's time for the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
4th down and 10. Gutsy call. Must make the Southern Naz 4-yard line for a first down. Duncan in the gun. Ash has 2 receivers to his right. Duncan to pass. Duncan looking. Plenty of time all day long. Now flushed out to his left. Plants. Throws across. Has a man. Caught. Touchdown Southeastern. Trevin Hohenberger. His first career receiving score. And the Stormer within a point away. Point away indeed. That one would tie it up. They would add one for good measure. As we welcome you back. Second halftime here at Southern Nazarene Football Stadium, Bethany, Oklahoma. Jay Lindley alongside Rob Johnson. It's been a fun afternoon so far. Who knows what we'll have in the final 30 minutes of this one, as Southeastern will have the ball. They have the lead to begin the second half, 20-14.
And a chance to make a statement here and create some separation with that 3-for-1 that we talked about.
Of course, it is your U.S. Cellular kickoff. Be sure to enter in the 10K Life in Us Mode sweepstakes for your shot at $10,000. Visit giveaway.uscellular.com and make your play today. This line drive kick with the wind at his back. Van Pruin sends it out of the back of the end zone. And Southeastern will have it at the 25-yard line. Special teams unit for Southern Naz hopped up for some reason.
Yeah. Gotta love the guy that's not on the jet chart getting all kind of fired up because he ran over somebody on kickoff return and a touchback. But you know what? It's all good.
I think you're still salty from years ago here.
I'm salty for a lot of reasons, Jay, all right?
I still think you're salty. Going back in time just a little bit. So here is the quarterback, LeVay Duncan. We've seen a two-headed monster at quarterback in this game. He and Colton Howard. Victor Taylor in motion across the formation. Designed run, though, for Duncan. As Duncan, he carried a guy along for 2 yards. That guy he was carrying was Ben Rutherford. He saw the safety, Simmons, coming up to hit him. So then he fell, and Simmons goes flying over him. That's just tough. That's tough on any.
A 1 yard run with a big athletic quarterback turned into 3.
Unbelievable. 2nd down and 7. And here is Duncan in the gun. Snap will come from the right hash. Has Shannon to his right. 2 receivers each side. Duncan wants to pass, and he rockets one way low for Nunez.
That's 3 of those slants. He had 2 of them in the first half and just hasn't quite gotten on target with that throw. A little bit later with that one, but that one was just low.
Those have been off the mark. If he hits really any of those, there's a gain coming.
Yeah, because now they got a 2 high safety, but they had a single high safety there.
So 3rd down and 7 facing Southeastern. And it's Duncan taking the snap. Option pitch, left side. Shannon trying to get to the edge, cannot. Elijah Simmons comes up to end the play. It's a loss back to the line of scrimmage of 3. So back to the original line. And after going 5 of 9 on 3rd downs in the first half, they failed to convert on their first 3rd down conversion of the second half.
Well, our key player defensively for Southern Naz was Carter Brock, and it should have been. But our honorable mention was Elijah Simmons, and he showed why right there. Great job coming up from safety and making a play.
So Southern Naz down by 6. They'll get the ball back immediately. Just a little over 1:15 ran off. They come after the punt, and Dorsey gets away a high one that is fair caught inside Southeastern territory. A diving grab by Desmond Williams. He was the injured member of Southern Naz on a kickoff coverage late. Or not a kickoff coverage, no, he just got caught up in a run trying to tackle Donovan Shannon. Didn't know if he would be back the way he came off of the field, but apparently everything is clear to go. And Southern Naz in the home all slate gray uniforms, the white numerals trimmed in crimson, and the white helmets with a crimson lightning bolt on the side. They begin this drive in plus territory at the Southeastern 49 with 13:34 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Back to the ground game, a little bit of room there, maybe a yard to the 48-yard line. Tackle made on the play for Southeastern, big number 90, Joshua Johnson, who was our player spotlight just a week ago.
He'll have to come off the field. He lost the headgear. I thought you might see a shot with sudden change right there, but Southern Nazarene staying committed to their ground and pound game.
So 2nd down and 9 now. Evans, interesting look at the formation, has an H-back that comes out now in motion across the formation is Donald May. Evans going, and he goes toward Bird, excuse me, Braxton Bird, and Bird unable to hang on. That pass was a little bit off the mark as well. So a quick incompletion.
A little bit out in front of him, but off his hands, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. Wonder if Southern Naz might not look at 4-down territory if they can get some of it here.
Especially getting this possession, their best starting field position of the day, starting at the Southeastern 49-yard line. Evans in the gun will take a snap from the right hash, sends the tight end Conaway in motion to the right. Now bringing motion back across to the near side in Bird. Evans rolls out right, looking and eludes a sack, and then will not elude Joshua Johnson. There was so much heat coming from the left side. It was Prince Dway who is filling in for Braden Winters, and I mean, he came through completely untouched. Somehow Evans avoided what would have been an explosive hit, only to turn around and see Joshua Johnson going, hey, I need to get a sack here today.
Yeah, why don't you sit down? And by the way, I'm kind of glad he spun away because if Dway hits him, he was a missile.
So a lost play of 6 back into minus territory. And here is Van Pruin for a high spiraling punt. Williams calling for a fair catch inside the 20. Fields it cleanly with the wind in his face, although that wind has calmed just a little bit. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a quick look, or no, let's take immediate timeout. 20-14 our score, 12:22 to go here in the third quarter. Southeastern in front on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Durant Lumber Company, your only locally home-owned lumber and true value hardware store at 115 South 3rd Street, has been a supporter of our community's local schools and athletes for over 100 years. You know Durant Lumber for all of their high-quality building materials. Now, get to know Durant Lumber for all of your game day needs with Traeger grills, wood pellets, outdoor furniture, and more. Durant Lumber in the heart of downtown Durant. Quality products, competitive prices. Durant Lumber Company. Behind every project is a true value.
Here's one customer story with Cherokee TV.
We had the tornado here in Colbert, and we never lost service. A lot of the people who have Dish or DirecTV, they were actually blind and did not know where the tornado was at and what was going on because they didn't have TV service. We never even had a fade out with Cherokee, so we were able to see the storm coming, but also be able to listen to the local TV channels and know what was going on. Cherokee television service is a lifesaver.
TV from Cherokee Communications. Long live local.
Welcome back, everyone. 20-14 our score here in the third quarter. Southeastern getting the ball back after a 3 and out. So both teams opening the second half on 3 and outs. Neither able to find any traction. As LeVay Duncan at quarterback for Southeastern has Jonathan Kopp to his left on a drive that begins at his own 16-yard line. Receives the snap, running to the left side of the line. Spins forward that long body, able to pick up a few yards after the tackle made for Southern Nazarene by Quaylen Goodman. Quick look at the field conditions brought to you by Shelburne Heating and Air. It's a beautiful late September afternoon here in Oklahoma City.
Little warm, 89 degrees. It was 87 at kickoff, but the humidity's been cut in half and not a cloud in the sky. It's just an absolutely beautiful day.
That brought to you by Shelburne Heating and Air, your locally owned heating and air experts. Duncan to pass on 2nd and 9. Rockets has Hohenberger and had him running down the middle of the field with just too much air underneath it. Hohenberger is running to the Red River, folks. That ball's just a little bit lower.
Yes, and that's even the right direction. Nice job on the Red River comment. Yeah, he's got him wide open, running right down the seam, and just tried to make that throw too perfect.
We'll tell you from this angle, if it had been a little bit longer, he would have had to run through Lawton, where we sat here in Oklahoma City, but nonetheless, he would still be heading
right
away.
direction is all I'm saying.
So here is 3rd down. Southeastern failed to convert on their first 3rd down of the second half. Duncan receives a snap, pressure up the middle. He eludes that pressure out to his left, looking, now drops, runs, has a first down. And LeVay Duncan out of bounds late, somehow picks up 10. He needed 9. Everything was breaking down, and he found just enough wiggle room out on the far side of the field to pick up a first down.
Wow. I mean, that is just... He's directing traffic. He's rolling the wrong direction away from his throwing hand. He's pointing down the field, and then he just decides, okay,
I see
third gear, I'm going to go get a first down.
I have enough of an angle here. I think I can make this. And he did. And, again, that takes the crowd out of it once more. Duncan in the gun. 2 receivers here to the wide side of the field, near side. That's Duncan. Rolls that direction off of the snap. Looks downfield toward Jennings and didn't have him. Jennings was well covered there. Colby Nichols, the junior from Lawton, Oklahoma, was there step for step with Jennings. And Duncan saw that and he said, okay, I got to get something here. He found his way to a 2-yard gain.
Good decision, and something different we've seen this game with those designed rollouts both directions for Duncan to kind of get him out in space.
So 2nd down and 8 now after that gain. And a handoff here up the middle is Cobb. Maybe makes the 30-yard line. He does. And now Southeastern facing third down again.
Yeah, and it's going to be another 3rd and long. Be interesting to see if they don't try to get Duncan back out on the edge. Maybe he can use his legs. We've seen that be effective.
So 3rd down and 7. Someone's got a towel lost back at around the 21-yard line. Jennings, the receiver to the near side, has 3 receivers to the left, the wide side of the field. Duncan receives this 3rd and long snap all day long, sets in the pocket, now rolls, rifles, and hit Jennings in the hand across midfield, and he didn't hold on. Incomplete pass.
Another great job by that O-line, keeping him clean back there. He's got all kinds of time to scan the field. Found Jennings late, that just unable to hold on.
So with that drop pass, punt team comes out as Logan Dorsey will punt this one away. Back is the very dangerous Desmond Williams. Came into today with a punt return long of 25 yards, but Southeastern knows him well. He torched him for a 70-yarder a year ago. Fields this one at his own 36. Bouncing out to the right, trying to make a cut back inside. A flag comes in. Bryant Watts coming off of the turf, clapping his hands as walking away in disgust is Aldrich Strohmile. And Strohmile, the Texas City native, he just kind of walked off in disgust. I have a feeling he might have gotten called for a little extracurricular there.
Might have got a block in the back or perhaps even a dead ball foul here, which is going to change field position dramatically.
Yeah, because, they have him down at the 37-yard line. That whatever happened occurred back at around the 30. So a block in the back, and it was called on Jackson Lewis, a redshirt freshman out of Klein High School down in Texas. And we'll take a quick timeout, media timeout on the field. 20-14, 9:22 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Southeastern in front on the Southeastern Sports Network.
When I share my story, it's about more than solving the mysteries of our solar system. I represent the curious spirit of the nation, the Choctaw Nation. I am our past. I am our present. I am our future. I am all of us. When we share, we become one because our stories make us more. Stories keep our culture alive. See them and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Texoma Chevy dealers.
Fraction, just a 10-yard variety. It moves Southern As back to their own 26 as we welcome you back. A 1st and 10, 9:22 to go here in the 3rd. Handoff, Braxton Bird on an end-around run. He is upended, somersaulted into the air by Travion Butler, our player spotlight interviewee.
And did a great job, running that alley. We talk about it time and time again. That angle is critical, and he does it perfectly there.
Those 3 safeties today, Joseph Jones, as well as Andrew Grissom and Travion Butler. Those 3, they've been outstanding today.
Absolutely.
8:48 time running here in the 3rd. They move May in motion, left to right across the formation. Evans looking to pass. He's going to be sacked, taken down. Will Billings, the big boy, gets through. Coming off of a 7-tackle performance a week ago, Billings just recorded his first career sack. And one of the conversations you and I had, our pregame discussions, one of your keys was the pass rush. I'm like, well, they run the ball.
They never throw the ball. Forget that. Who cares about that? Well, that's second sack of the day or third?
Third.
They've been all over him all afternoon, and That's going to create a 3rd and long, not something Southern Naz wants to be in.
I'll credit you. You were thinking ahead of the curve on that one.
Every once in a while, broke clock is right, my friend.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut, as my dad used to say. Here in the gun is Evans. Pumps once, under pressure, dumps it short on a design screen, has his tailback, and Caden Barron springs forward, and they give him a heck of a spot.
Yep.
I thought he was down about a yard short, but that's not going to be what they have it at. They move the sticks.
It's going to be a 1st down, and I think that screen is what they were trying to run before that, going tempo here.
Well, they have yet to move the chains, as there is a pickup. Evans has all day long, but doesn't know where to go with it. There is a flag for a hold. This ball tipped, and it's a tip pick. With the interception, McKnight up the right sideline has a cut 40, 35, still on his feet. Can't get around the big offensive lineman, who subsequently tackles him 3 yards out of bounds. There's no flag.
There's flags all over the field.
Except for where that was.
Exactly.
So the interception by Cole McKnight, a big one. It is his 1st career interception, the sophomore out of Flower Mound Marcus. And they've got to sort out 3 flags that are down. One, obviously, an illegal block on Southern Nazarene.
Well, and it appears that one would be in the area of a hold, as you would say. You got to hope it's not an illegal hand to the face or something that would negate the interception.
And they're discussing things.
There's math going on. There's administration. They got to, it's like accounting down there right now.
The reality of it is, what is going on right now is those guys are discussing what to get the field judge as a wedding shower.
A great idea.
Nice little Bull Durham reference in a football game. So the referee here apparently is getting talked out, and he just doesn't even finish saying who the personal foul is on. It's against Southern Nazarene, though.
Well, that's what you wanted, and I think it was a pretty obvious call. The flag just came in from a long ways away, and he just called.
And the referee just told, I believe, defensive coordinator Indy Sinhendel to get back to the sidelines.
Don't make me pull this car over is what he told him.
So McKnight with the interception. And this will situate Southeastern nicely because they'll walk it off from where the return ended. They have that return ending at the 30-yard line.
So half the distance and 15 yards would be the same thing. See what I did there? You're going to have a 1st down at the 15-yard line.
Now, I do fear, though, for the official who was getting enough ire from the Crimson Storm fan base that he just turned off his mic and he never said who the personal foul was on.
Yeah, I think they had the number confused, but bottom line, new quarterback, and the offense needs to finish this one in the end zone.
Colton Howard back out. He scored on the final drive before half, begins this drive in the red zone at the Southern Naz 15. Handoff, run, Cameron Lockhart to the 10, bounces it out 5, and walks in. Oh, my goodness. He hit a different gear right off of the bat, and I don't believe Southern Naz has seen that gear all year long.
I'm not sure we've gotten to see it all year long. He just kind of bounced that thing, and there was a lot of space. And
15-yard rushing score for Cameron Lockhart.
Didn't take him long to get there.
That might be your quickest Texoma Chevy dealer scoring drive recap. By the way, for those of you keeping count at home, there's 9 seconds on the clock. He ran 15 yards sideways in 7 seconds.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
It's a nice trick to have. Cox for the all-important extra point. Missed in that north end or that south end zone earlier. Makes it here. 27-14 Southeastern, up by 2 scores on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Steubenville Chevrolet in Durant is proud to support Savage Storm Athletics. And with the same pride, resilience, and strength as Savage Storm fans, Steubenville Chevrolet is proud to be Durant Chevy dealer. When you need a new car, truck, or SUV, the Steubenville team is ready to find your perfect tailgate vehicle. No need to leave town to find what you want. Stay local, buy your Chevrolet the Steubenville way, and go Savage Storm.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their casa.
Bean burrito and Frioles. I just drowned it in taco sauce, and then that's it.
Taco light and a taco burger and a Diet Coke. I don't put no sauce. Sour cream, jalapeno peppers.
Taco lights are my favorite. I put everything, but I don't use any hot sauce. I like it just plain. Also like lots of sour cream on mine.
Eat your Casa your way at Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
Your U.S. Cellular kickoff and end over in kick, fielded at the 9. Brought out by Southern Naz and out over the 30. And eventually down at the 36-yard line on the return was Collins, the 5'6", 180-pounder out of Plainview, Texas. Here is Rob Johnson with your Texoma Chevy Dealer scoring drive recap. Perhaps the fastest drive you'll have in any year.
You know what? One play, 15 yards, 7 seconds, and Lockhart, I'm not sure he used that much of it. 15-yard touchdown run to extend this lead to 2 scores.
Much needed touchdown set up by the Cole McKnight. Tipped interception. And now it's 1st and 10 for Southern Naz at their own 36. Handoff, nothing going there. Geddes gets into the backfield, drops Caden Barron for a loss.
Well, and that's that Southern Naz offense. They want to create misdirection, get your eyes moving the wrong direction. And Geddes would have none of it. He knew exactly what his assignment was, and he went and got the ball carrier.
Geddes last week had 3 of his 4 season tackles. Seen him in on a couple of plays today, playing in defensive end. Southeastern winning the turnover battle here to this point. Couple of interceptions. They've scored on both of them. 13 points off turnovers. Evans trying to run out near side, has his ankles taken out from underneath. Diving effort on the tackle made by Trey Martin, the senior. Got to talk up Trey, because we see Trey, he's hulking that big honking knee brace that runs from his ankle all the way up to his thigh. And last year had that injury, was off to a terrific start in 2024. Typically, a guy like that might be the end of it. And got to give him a lot of credit for coming back and coming back to a safety room that, while it's really deep, it's really young. He's kind of the veteran leader on that group. Evans to pass, a diving effort and another interception. Oh my, Josh Dobbins with a highlight reel pick. Yes. He just made the 3rd pick of the game, and he jumped right in front of a slant route.
Well, and you've got a Southern Naz team behind 2 scores. It's trying to throw the football and get first downs. It's just not what they do well. And you got 2 receivers literally running the same slant to the same place. Pulls the defender right to where it is. He sees the throw the whole way and dives and makes a, as you put it, highlight interception.
So Josh Dobbins, the Colleyville, Texas native, and played the little JUCO ball at Cisco. 6'1", 195-pound junior, his 1st interception of the season. And Southeastern again will begin this drive in plus territory with 5:34 to go. In the 3rd quarter, already leading 27-14. Drive begins at the Southern Naz 46. Colton Howard in at quarterback, in the gun. Gets some time. Pumps, now has to elude. He does. Running gingerly out and out of bounds. He eludes all that pressure. You know, you look at these guys that they have at quarterback. They all have a little bit of Luke Hohenberger in them.
Yeah,
they all can make plays with their legs. They're just happen to be a little bit young. They have a dangerous quarterback room that if that thing matures here over the course of the season, I wouldn't want to be playing them in the last 3 or 4 games of the year. Certainly wouldn't want to play them next year at all.
I think Southern Naz is not real excited about playing them right now.
2nd down and 4. Might be a good observation there. End around sweep. It is a pass, and Andre Williams unable to get to the edge. Desmond Williams made a great open field tackle, but now Williams is slow to get up again.
Yeah, that's just not the way to go after Southern Naz. They have got all kinds of speed defensively, and you're trying to stretch them horizontally. I understand the goal, but they're just not very big. Pound them.
They've been really good. That's the one thing that Southern Naz, I think, has taken away. If you went back and you looked at the play sheet today, anything that's gone laterally has gone for a loss or no gain 99.9% of the time. Howard to pass on 3rd and 10. Rifles one out. This one caught Jack Sternberger inside the 30, and Sternberger has it down to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 20 and a first down. Southeastern keeps the ball and keeps the clock moving here in the third, protecting a 2-score lead, 27-14.
You said first down. It's going to be their 20th first down of the day. I don't remember the last time Southeastern did that. I think Southern Naz had 4 first downs at half. They still do. So just a dominant performance so far today.
An opportunity to seriously put this game not away. You've got a whole nother quarter to go, but Howard receives the snap, handoff, near side run. It's Lockhart, makes a cut 20. Lockhart inside the 15 and is taken down to the 11-yard line. Take an opportunity, a run there of 15. Say hello to father of Shane Fletcher. I didn't meet Shane Fletcher's dad, and quite honestly, I've yet to really get to interact with Coach Fletcher. I met his brother yesterday in Kingston delivering one of our academic all-star awards, and if you're listening, sir, appreciate the compliments that was told to us. Appreciate anyone listening on the broadcast. We travel a lot. We were in Frisco last night. We made it to Oklahoma City at 1:30 in the morning, and we're here doing a college football game on a Saturday afternoon. We're somewhat psychotic, and we highly appreciate you. Lockhart, the tailback to the right, as throwing a high ball for Sternberger in the back of the end zone. That one broken up. Colton Howard left that one just a little bit low on the angle, and that one broken up by Karsten Keene, the junior defensive back.
Hey, great job from the defensive back there. He does a great job of seeing the receiver go up for the ball and then pushing a hand up through the hands to knock the ball away. Just a great technique.
Back to our travels, I'd like to point out, yes, Kirk Herbstreit does a lot, but he has a plane and a chauffeur.
And a dog.
We have I-35. Minus the highway patrol, which is sometimes really nice. 2nd down and 10 from the 12. Handoff. Lockhart trying to make it to the edge. Beats one defender. Oh, goes down awkwardly. Went down real awkwardly on the far side of the field. Kind of stumbles back up, and Donovan Shannon will check into the game here quickly as Lockhart got to the edge. You know, we didn't go walk on the turf. This turf has been here a while now.
Yeah, you can see it's matted a little bit here and there. Lockhart just trying to get to the edge, saw that sideline and wanted to try to cut it up, but had too much momentum heading out there.
Loss of 3 on the play, 7th play of the drive. This a 3rd and 13. Southeastern can pick up a first down without a touchdown, but with momentum, it would be awfully hard. They have the big tight end, Jalen Burks, lined up to the right. Howard just backpedaling, design screen, and that went too far in front of Shannon. And quite frankly, it's fortunate that thing wasn't picked off.
Well, it's also fortunate that if Shannon's over about 3 yards and is able to catch that, he can run backwards into the end zone if he wants to. You're right. He kind of put the ball in harm's way, and big issue here is the blocked field goal earlier. You want to try to get this exchange quickly and correctly here.
So Dylan Cox had one blocked and returned from this area of the field. Very similar. That was a 29-yard kick. This a 31-yarder from the left hash. Into the south wind. Snap is back. It's bobbled on the hold. And now the punter, the holder, is going to be sacked. He just mishandled the hold and took off in the fire drill and ran backwards and is taken down. So that is 2 unsuccessful attempts in this game. Now Cox not officially credited with an attempt there because he never got to swing the leg, but one blocked and a blocked snap there. I believe the snap was a little bit low, and in doing so, Southern Naz, they keep this a 13-point game with 2:14 to go until the third quarter break.
Going to be plenty to work on special teams-wise next week.
Well, you come out and you have a dominating thing. Of course, you've got a lot of game to play here, so you can't rest at all. But certainly give Coach Atterbury something to complain about. As here in the backfield is Barron, swings out to the left in motion is Evans, designed run, and Wallace got turned around, but there is a flag right in the vicinity of the hold, and this one may be coming back.
Huge hit at the end of that run, and Evans looks to be okay, but he took a shot.
And a holding penalty will take this one back. So the holding penalty takes away what was a near first down run for the quarterback, Bryson Evans. And so Evans here now faces first down and 20. And now whistles blow this play dead, as apparently early movement on the part, or was it wasn't a delay of game. It was early movement, false start on the part of Southern Naz. So Southern Naz has one snap with a hold, didn't get to the other snap, and now they are facing first and 25 from their own 14-yard line. Not the way you wanted to start this drive if you're Southern Naz. Evans in the gun, has Barron to his right. Evans, quarterback draw, runs right back up the middle, and Will Wallace is able to wrap him up. He is finished off by Trey Martin, the senior safety. Gets a chunk of that yardage back, however. Gain of 12 on the play, back to the 26-yard line. Still facing second down and 13. Southeastern kind of dropped into a little bit of a shell coverage there. And Evans, off the quarterback draw, made huge advantage of it. Minute 22 to go and counting here in the third. As Evans receives a snap, handoff. Barron makes a cut, breaks one tackle, then is ended by William Wallace. Also in on the stop, D'Angelo Shanks. So Shanks and Wallace corralling the tailback, Caden Barron. Barron in today's game, that is his 8th carry of the contest. 8 carries so far for 86 yards, or 84, excuse me. And third down and 9 now facing Southern Naz. Southern Naz 2 of 8 on third downs. Remember, they have thrown 3 interceptions in this game. Evans directing Barron to go out in motion. He does so out to the right. Evans receives the snap. Pressure off the edge. Design screen to the tight end. Conaway getting to the edge. Has a first down and a few more as Conaway is upended. But after a first down pickup, it was Tony Hamilton who made that tackle. But the gain goes to the 44, a pickup of 14. That may be the final play of the third quarter. Hobbled up member of Southern Naz comes to the near sideline as an offensive lineman throwing down his helmet, and the third quarter does come to a close. So at the end of 3, Southeastern in control, 27-14. We head to the fourth after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
When you're dealing with an insurance company, you're already behind the 8 ball. And the only way to get a level playing field is to hire an attorney.
We treat each and every case and each and every client as if they are a friend and neighbor, because that is how we view them.
You'll get the best service. You're going to have the best people working on your case. That I can promise.
Burridge Law Firm. Call 580-920-0700 or visit burridgelaw.com.
What's your something?
My something is getting my very first apartment.
My something is staying on the cutting edge of the tech industry.
My something is to make a difference.
What's your something?
My something? Making every plate a work of art. There's something for you here.
Find your something at careers.choctawnation.com.
Find your something by applying today at careers.choctawnation.com.
Southeastern Oklahoma State, they lead 27-14 as we head into the fourth. Rob mentioned earlier, 21 first downs for Southeastern here today. I don't know when the last time it was they did that, but I did take a quick glance at the top 10 single performances in all time in the D2 era. They've actually accomplished 30 first downs 5 different times. The most recent against Emporia State in the bowl game in 2022 in the Live United Bowl. The most that they have had was on September 22nd of 2012. They had 37 in a game at Henderson State. There's just a quick glance of that mark. Southeastern here on defense as we begin the fourth quarter. Southern Nash just picking up a first down before the quarter break. And it's Evans from his own 44, quarterback keeper. Barrels down, the ball pops loose. It's loose, it's scooped up, and Southeastern has it. Travion Butler. Evans lost it. It went spiraling onto the turf, bouncing around. Butler comes up with it. The flag comes in, and now a hat goes flying. And I believe there may be someone for Southern Naz's evening that may be done. It does give the home side crowd something to cheer about. A day in which their team has turned it over 4 times. A flag came in late. I do not know what the flag would have been on. There wasn't anything illegal. The ball was clearly out before Evans was down. The ball was just kind of bouncing along as Butler picked it up. And as my eyes were following the ball, there was a flag that landed about 5 yards back of where that ball is initially recovered at the Southern Nazarene 46. So if everything holds here, the other issue was the Southern Naz bench was literally onto the field at the conclusion of that play. That is when a hat came off, and a long discussion about how to make things happen here. And while they do that, we'll get you this real quick. Today's broadcast on the Southeastern Sports Network, heard on KYHD Valiant, KZIG Colgate, KHKC Atoka, KICM Ardmore, and KZRC Bennington Durant, the flagship of the Southeastern Sports Network, Mix 96.1. Long conversation at midfield with a hatless official. They've yet to indicate any call. You got the line judge talking with Coach Dustin Hotta. We were talking about Coach Atterbury today. A win today would give him 45 for the Southeastern program. That would move him solidly into third place past Paul Laird, who currently sits in a tie for third with Coach Atterbury. Ahead of him, Dave Stevens, who coached from 1941 to 1956. Let's see here. Are they going to say that he was down?
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 23 of Southeastern. Both fouls will be enforced. First down is number 23's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul towards ejection.
So, somehow or another, Joseph Jones gets a pair of unsportsmanlike. Coach Atterbury now wants an explanation because Evans had clearly fumbled the football. The ball was clearly fumbled, and Travion Butler had recovered it. And I believe the official marked things the wrong way. Because either in any regard, that would be a post-foul play, and it would be Southeastern's football. Discuss the far side of the field, and Coach Atterbury wants an explanation. As Joseph Jones Coach Atterbury is visibly frustrated over here. And now, I believe Atterbury may challenge. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's going to challenge the fumble. The ball was clearly out. And I mean, he is heated over on the far side of the field as he tries to talk his way through this one. The other part about this is Joseph Jones. They have a pair of unsportsmanlike penalties on Jones. I'm not sure if Jones's day is done. Now the referee comes back out. And I don't see what they could be discussing here because the ball, Evans clearly fumbled the football. I mean, the ball is clearly recovered. Evans is not down. Wow. So the end result, they moved this ball all the way down to the 21-yard line. A fumble that clearly happened is somehow overturned on a post-play foul. And I don't even see how they could say Evans was down. Jones picks up back-to-back unsportsmanlike. So you take a takeaway away, and you give Southern Naz the ball at the 21. Evans, handoff, Barron running, and he's turned up there by Joseph Jones. Be very interested to hear the post analysis of that, whatever that is. And the ball had clearly popped out. And there was no indication by the official as he was marked down. So take away Trevion Butler's fumble recovery. I'm as confused as you guys are. Evans receives the snap. Handoff, Barron, right side run. And he's taken down at the 16-yard line. Rob, you missed a lot, buddy.
So did you. I'll have to tell you on the way home.
So, down to the 11-yard line, gain of 5 on the play. Well, I'm glad you have a story because I can't quite understand what I just saw. I'm going to need an explanation. 13:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's a 2-score lead for Southeastern. Threatening here, Southern Nazarene. They're in the red zone. And it's Evans on the quarterback keeper. He's hit and pushed forward, and he goes free into the end zone. 11-yard rushing score here for Southern Nazarene, and a chance to cut it back to a 6-point lead. Highly surprised that I haven't been texted by Matt Thomas. Figured Matt be watching this and
or
perhaps
Bob Sullins, perhaps.
Be able to tell me what I may have missed on video. Snap is back, hold is down, the extra point. It is good. Southern Naz is within 6, 27-21, 13-27 to go here in the fourth. Savage Storm football continues in a moment on the Southeastern Sports Network.
My name is Jessica Williams, and I am the dental hygiene coordinator at Westside Family Dentistry.
Westside Family Dentistry has been serving Texoma for over 50 years.
I think the thing that I love the most about my job is seeing a patient come in who is down in the dumps about their smile, not happy with it, or embarrassed of it, and they come in, we make them feel comfortable and leave with a beautiful smile, and to see them walking out the front door smiling is just a really cool thing.
Westside Family Dentistry, 2915 Westside Drive in Durant, and westsidefamilydentistry.com.
Athletic injuries are essentially orthopedic injuries with sports-specific components. At Excel Therapy, our goal is for the athlete to return to the sport quickly. Excel Therapy can assist in speeding up recovery following surgery by improving range of motion, strength, and flexibility. At Excel Therapy, we excel at sports medicine. We excel at physical therapy. We excel at helping you excel. With clinics in Ardmore and Durant, our team excels at orthopedic injury recovery and sports medicine. Find us at exceltherapyok.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Your Texoma Chevy dealer scoring drive recap. We'll have it for you after this. Your U.S. Cellular kickoff. It is a left to right, north to south kick. As life not always played on the sidelines, it's about touchdowns. And U.S. Cellular's US Mode helps you scroll less and live more. With the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you can win $10,000. Enter today. And a short pooch kick, fair caught by Andre Williams. You can enter that at giveaway.uscellular.com. As your Texoma Chevy dealer scoring drive recap after the Savage Storm had a fumble taken away. The end result.
8 plays, 71 yards, 3 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock, and Evans finished it off an 11-yard touchdown run. But my My understanding is it's the middle part that's going to be interesting and have to be explained a bit.
Certainly. Go back and watch that one. So Southeastern will have it at their own 25-yard line, only up by 6 points. So keep in mind, blocked field goal, return for a touchdown, and then a blocked snap on a field goal attempt. There's 6 points you don't have. Handoff, right side run, bouncing it out, and then cutting back up the middle is Jonathan Cobb with his longest run of the day, an 11-yard gain, as Cobb, of course, did not play last week after that injury against Ouachita, cleared things out. Of course, found out that he was actually back in the locker room before they got on the bus from that game and was wanting to get back in the game. But, of course, obviously that didn't happen, but he's back in the game today. And he is lined up to the right of the quarterback, LeVay Duncan. Duncan claps his hands, receives a snap. Right side run by the quarterback, now cuts and over the 40-yard line. And with that run, he's down to the 42. And a gain of, call it 42, gain of 5 on the play. Look at these running numbers so far. Southeastern has outgained Southern As 348 to 158 with 167 yards rushing, yet they're only up by 6. And a big part of that, special teams. Duncan here in the gun, 2nd and 5. From his own 42, snap will come from the right hash. Receives the snap, handoff Cobb, makes a cut, bounces over the 45, flag comes in, and that's going to negate a first down run. Right in the vicinity of a hold.
I'm guessing that's exactly what the call will be coming from the center back.
A holding penalty. Something that Southeastern's done relatively well today, avoiding penalties, just 4 for 45. But here's a big one.
Well, and 30 of them on those 2 penalties. So all on the same play that had some other things that were interesting about it as well. But not a good time for a holding penalty. Going to bring up 2nd and pretty long right here. Need to get at least some of it.
Moving back to the 32-yard line, 2nd down and 15. We roll under 12 to play here in the 4th. 1-score game. Southeastern in the road Watts, heavy formation with a tight end lined up on the left side of the line. Duncan to pass, wants to go deep toward Jennings. Jennings makes a grab and a tumble into Crimson Storm territory. Might have gotten away with a little Michael Irvin push off there, but we'll take it.
Those of you that are old enough to remember it like I am, we loved the Michael Irvin push off, and I think you might have gotten one there. But a great job coming back for the football and making a catch. Sorry.
And with that, it is a 33-yard pickup and a first down for Southeastern. I saw that arm just extend just a little bit, and when you're 6'7", your arm's a little bit you don't get away with the arm extension like my 5'7" self does. You see 6'7" extend. Heavy formation to the left, snap from the left hash. Handoff right to the middle. Jonathan Cobb spun down at the 31-yard line, excuse me.
Credit Cobb right there for making a move as he gets into the hole. Carter Brock is filling that hole. He doesn't make him miss, but he gets off to the edge of him, able to move through that contact and get what would have been a no gain into about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
2nd down and 6. Matt Nunez lined up out wide left with the other receiver, Jennings, to the right. They have both tight ends in with Simpson and Banks left side of the line. Handoff, Cobb, shot out of a cannon, lowers his shoulder, holds on to the football, rips off another short gain. That one a yard short of a first down to the 26-yard line. Gain of 5. And now, very manageable 3rd and 1 here.
I love the way Cobb takes that handoff. He picks his hole and then he accelerates into and through it and maximizes every run, always falling forward. Something we really love about DJ Brown. Missing him today, but Cobb doing his best Brown impression.
Crowd trying to get into it now in this 3rd and 1. Duncan in the gun. Same formation, but tilted to the right. Handoff Cobb. He's taken back. Finishing him off is Carter Brock, the linebacker, with a tackle for a loss back to the 30-yard line.
Well, not what you want on 3rd and 1 is to lose 4 yards. Looks like Southeastern kind of in no man's land. Will keep that offense on the field, try to pick up the 5.
Interesting to see what they will decide. They have obviously struggled on the 2 field goal attempts earlier today. 1 blocked return for a touchdown. The last attempt, a blocked snap, and here is 4th down and 5. They scored on one of these 4th down attempts earlier. 1 of 2 on 4th downs today. Southern has crowd into it. And now Coach Atterbury wants a timeout with 9 minutes to go. We'll take it with him. Savage Storm football continues after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Beer runs, straight up competitive. And the wine cellar, we're MVP. From ice cold game day beer to craft brews that impress your hipster buddies. And premium spirits smoother than a quarterback spiral. We've got your victory celebration in a bottle. Don't show up empty-handed. Show up legendary. And proud partner of the Southeastern Sports Network. The Wine Cellar Liquor Store, Radio Road, Durant. Drink better. Celebrate more.
This August and September at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, we're giving away $1.4 million in cash and trucks during our Gas Monkey Garage giveaway. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card to earn entries into cash drawings every Saturday. And in our final drawing on September 27th, Richard Rawlings will announce the winner of a custom 2025 F-150 from Gas Monkey Garage. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
Back into it for this 4th down and 5. Southeastern up by 6. They're in Crimson Storm territory, but they must convert to keep the drive alive. At the 30-yard line, Duncan in the gun, has Shannon to his left. Pressure being shown off the right edge. Duncan claps, receives a snap. Flags come in and a false start on Southeastern.
I think I might punt this football here. Going back to 4th and 10 at the 35, you might want to play field position here. I don't know. We'll see.
They were on 4th and 10 earlier. Yeah. 4th and 9, went for it. Very similar area of the field, just going into the wind. And
of course, the Southern Naz offense just had a long drive for a touchdown, and nope, going to go for it.
So Southeastern appearing as though they are going to go for it here. It is Duncan in the gun from his own 30, or from the 35. Duncan, pressure up the middle, breaks a sack. Can he get it off? He does. Pass is too tall, incomplete. And Duncan shaking up on the play. Not a good sign.
Yeah, his arm got pulled as he let that thing go.
We'll go ahead and step aside for an injury timeout. Savage Storm football continues in a moment on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Sparlin Realty is dedicated to achieving your goals and will always do what's in your best interest. For residential and commercial properties, farm, ranch, and land purchases, you'll feel good about your choice of Sparlin Realty.
At Sparlin Realty, there's nothing more gratifying than achieving your goals and earning your trust along the way.
Whether you're selling your property or buying your dream home, it would be our privilege to assist you. Please call us today at 580-745-1055
or SparlinRealty.com.
Shamrock Bank is an employee-owned company based in southeastern Oklahoma. We are a proud sponsor of Savage Storm Athletics. Many of our employee owners are alumni of Southeastern and know firsthand the opportunities higher education can bring. Our success is tied to the success of the communities we serve. Come see the difference employee ownership makes. At Shamrock Bank, you are more than a customer, we are more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
LeVay Duncan goes trotting off on his own power. Bad news, turnover on downs, and Southern Naz has it at their own 35 with 8:53 to go, down by 6. Quarterback run, Evans stood up, then slung down. Datari and Johnson in on the stop. I believe you're going to see the quarterback Colton Howard here on the next drive, but again, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. First things first, Southeastern defense, they have performed so well today. Southern Naz was given a short field a moment ago. Here's a swing out to the right. Caught Braxton Bird and then taken down. He was cut off by Travion Butler and then somehow ended up riding his receiver, Donald May. It might be nice if you have
on his rear end. You know what? That's what happens when you try to be quiet.
So, only a gain of 2.
Gain 2 on his rear end. You don't see that very often.
So, 3rd down now. Southeastern. So far today, Southern Naz just 3 of 9 on 3rd downs. That means they're 13 of 48 this season. Opportunity for Southeastern to get the ball back. Snap back to Evans. Play action. He'll roll. Looking to throw. Plants. Now comes back near side. Will he choose to run? He does. Has nothing there. As making the stop, big Joshua Johnson, also Prince Dway. And now Johnson is shaken up. Johnson kind of got rolled on there.
Yeah.
And around the 39-yard line.
Well, he's trying to get loose and move to the right to chase the quarterback. When he reverses field, runs right at him, he plants that leg underneath him, and he just kind of got rolled the wrong direction. I hope he's okay.
They roll him over, and while they do that, we'll remind you about the Choctaw Casino Resort postgame show, and remind you, if you're back home listening, place to be tonight, Choctaw Casino Resort Durant. Why? Well, all this month, it's been the Gas Monkey giveaway. Actually, that has been going on since the second weekend of August, but tonight's the big night. A big night indeed. You could win a custom F-150 from Gas Monkey Garage. That drawing at 1 a.m. tonight. Of course, you had your opportunity to be earning entries throughout the month. If you haven't, get out there now, and you'll have a chance to win that at 1 o'clock this morning. Also, cash drawings beginning this evening, $25,000 cash drawing at 6 p.m. with $10,000 cash drawings between 7 and 11, and another $25,000 cash drawing at midnight. Southeastern able to force Southern Naz off the field, but beware of trickery. Down here by 6, Van Buren on to punt away into the south wind. Receives the snap, gets this one away. It's a beautiful punt. Sends Andre Williams back, checks up at the 15, and that one caught in stride. It checked up, though, a little bit too much, as making that stop, Wyatt Brown, transfer in from Ouachita Baptist. And Southeastern will have it. 7:17 to go, leading by 6. They'll have it at their own 18-yard line. And the quarterback is Colton Howard. We've seen Howard tonight. He has played well. We've kind of seen the two-headed quarterback. So far today, Howard 6 of 11. And they have his stats messed up because they have him with 25 yards. And I can tell you right now, it was he not dunking it through the 44-yarder.
Yes, I think they got that one.
A little bit off. Howard will hand off here, playing the ground game. It is Jonathan Shannon, and I got into a high voice mode because he ping-ponged off of 2 guys. And if it's not for the safety, and he almost ping-ponged off of him. I almost did something that I absolutely despise. Sean McDonough, play-by-play guy, his voice will crack, and I was doing it too because I thought he was about to have a house call from 82 yards out. Now
if Shannon gets behind people, if he's even, he's leaving, as they say.
We'll reel it back. 1st and 10 now at the 29-yard line. Colt Simpson, the tight end, in motion, left to right, snap from the right hash. Handoff, Shannon bounces to the right. Shannon over the 30. Shannon plowing along. Shannon all the way over the 35, down to line, a bruising gain of 8 from Donovan Shannon. We think of him as the speedster, but he is really delivering it here on this drive as Jonathan Cobb comes in to give him a breather.
He's the lightning to DJ Brown's typical thunder, but right there, man, and you've seen it all day. Finishing runs and being physical.
Shannon so far today, they have him with 9 carries for 54 yards. I'm going to assume that's behind a bit. 10 carries for 60 plus. And it's 2nd down and 2. They move Victor Taylor in motion. Cross the formation to the left. They hand off. Jonathan Cobb, not a lot going there. Cobb caught at the line of scrimmage. tackle made by Jamari Johnson, a 5'11", 235-pounder out of Crosby, Texas. And now third down. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, need to convert this. Want to keep this drive going, keep that clock moving.
Clock slides under 5:20 to play. Southeastern today converting just below 50% on 3rd downs. They're 7 of 15. But just 2 of 7 in the second half. Back to pass is Howard. He's flushed, he's under pressure, he eludes, he scampers for a first down and drifts into his own sideline short of midfield. He had big number 99, Austin Martin, who was the guy who took down LeVay Duncan a moment ago, came off to a roar of cheers. He just ran out of gas because Colton Howard smoked him to the 47-yard line, and it's a 10-yard gain.
Sorry, Jay. He ran out of gas, and Colton Howard put the gas down, and he pulled away. Showed some speed right there.
And that play took a little bit of time, and now more clock continues to run. Closing in on the 4:30 mark. Taylor in motion, right to left across the formation. Early movement, should be an offsides. There was penetration from the left side of the Crimson Storm line.
Some clapping from Smallwood. By the way, Smallwood is anything but small. That is a big boy amongst big boys.
Remember whenever our good friend, finally get that called. Our good friend Ed Meacham worked out with Damian Smallwood, said a lot of great things about him whenever he was a youngster. When he was in the 8th grade, he was already starting to get letters from low-level D1 schools by the time he was a freshman and sophomore in college. And, of course, he has found his way back home to Southeastern after going to Navarro College. And with that pickup, they move it into plus territory to the 48-yard line of Southern Naz. So 1st and 5 here. Clock rolling. Howard content to run this play clock down patiently. Receives a snap. Handoff. And Shannon has nowhere to go. Loses a yard trying to run to the left side of the line. Back to the 49. 2nd down and 6 here.
Southeastern content so far to run the football, keep the clock moving, but Southern Naz just continues to put guys in the box because they have to sell out to stop that run. Boy, you could float one right now and probably get somebody running away off of play action.
Jesse Fairchild calling to the near side crowd here at Southern Naz Stadium. 3:35 to go. Ball positioned at the Southern Naz 49. Howard receives the snap. He'll hand off. Shannon bounces off of a tackle. 1st down run over the Crimson Storm 40 all the way down to the 36. Shannon standing up, motioning 1st down Southeastern. They move the sticks after a gain of 13.
Perhaps a little early to start talking hard hats, but I can tell you right now he's going to get my vote for one of them. He's been a big difference maker, especially in the absence of DJ Brown.
I'm going to have to lean a little bit toward Damian Smallwood. I mean, a couple of other ones, obviously. We'll get to those later on.
You're such a contrarian.
1st down and 10 at the Southern Naz 37. Howard receives a snap. Handoff as Donovan Shannon wrapped up. Still breaks a tackle. Still fighting as somehow coming up was Jamari Johnson. And I know what happened. He went for the football, and Shannon locked it down, spun out of the grass, and then spun forward near the 30 down to the 31, a gain of 6.
There's a timeout from Southern Naz. Got to take their first one.
Go ahead and leave it right here. 2:32 to go in this game. Of course, closing in on the 2-minute timeout. Invite you to stick around for the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show. That coming up for you later on. And we talked about the casino. Don't miss out on things going on at the district. This is their 10-year anniversary. And you can get out to the district for a lot of fun. They'll be running promotions next month as well, including Trick or Treat at the district. That coming up the Sunday prior to Halloween. That is October 26th, in which Mix 96.1 will be on location for that. And on Friday, October 31st. So that going on at the District in October. For more details, visit the District inside Choctaw Casino Resort Durant. 2:32 remains here in this one. It has been a game that has been, most likely you would say, tighter than it should be. If you look at the numbers.
From a statistical standpoint.
But credit Southern Naz. Southern Naz, the blocked field goal, absolutely huge at this juncture in the game. And you take that away, and this game is all but over. It'd be a 2-score game. But that blocked field goal and return, keeping them in striking distance. And Southeastern, of course, special teams not been the strong point today. You've had the block and the return, the block snap on a field goal that would have added 3 points to this score, and a missed extra point on this Saturday afternoon in Northwest Oklahoma City. 2nd down and 4 out of the timeout at the Crimson Storm 31. Howard in the gun, ball near the right hash, moving right to left. Handoff, Cobb somersaulted ahead for a first down. Credit Desmond Williams. He went low, and Jonathan Cobb went high and went helicoptering ahead for a first down, or should be. They have him marked a football short. Wow.
You know what? 2-minute timeout.
Southeastern content to let it get there. We'll take it with them. 27-21. Southeastern holding on by a thread. 3rd and short when we return after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
The Artisan at Brick Street Hotel in historic downtown Durant, where elevated American cuisine meets craft cocktails in a refined yet comfortable atmosphere. Every dish is crafted with quality ingredients, locally sourced, curated to perfection with unparalleled service. Whether it's brunch, lunch, or a special night out, The Artisan is your perfect destination with private, semi-private, and large party reservations available. Reserve your table today at theartisandurant.com. Theartisandurant.com.
When it rains, it pours. So it's important for you to get the coverage that meets your needs. Farmers Insurance Agent Al Olson can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Agent Al Olson at 580-924-3898 to find out how he can help you protect the things that matter most to you. That's Al Olson at 580-924-3898.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Everyone, stick around for the postgame show. Durant Lumber hard hats to be handed out. And if you're just sitting around, go to the Durant Mix 96.1 Facebook page. Enter for that Traeger grill. We're giving away the week of the East Central game, courtesy of Durant Lumber. Well, here is 3rd and a football. Southeastern at the 28, must make the 27. Coming out of the 2-minute timeout. Snap back to Howard, handoff to Cobb. No question here, he has it to the 25-yard line. It's a first down with a gain of 3. 10th play of the drive. Southeastern took over with 7:17 to go in this ball game at their own 18. 10 plays later, they have made their way all the way to the Crimson Storm 26, and a timeout taken here by Southern Naz.
And they've only got 1 timeout left, and keep in mind that's a first down run with 1:56 left here. So if you're Southeastern, you'll be all too content to keep this ball on the ground. If you get another first down, you can take knees. But all too content to leave this one on the ground. Southern Naz with only 1 timeout left. You can run it down, well, at least, 85 or 90 seconds, which is going to leave 26 seconds even if you don't get a first down.
Of course, I know Coach Atterbury, known him well, and never takes a game for granted here in this conference. It's tough to win college football games, and it's been a tough one here today. But Southern Naz, they still have a shot. It's a 6-point game. Send Rob Johnson down to the sidelines here. And after that first down, 1st and 10, secure the football, 1:56 to go. Snap back to Howard, throws the slant, finds Nunez, breaks loose, then fumble, picks it up. They'll say incomplete pass. So Nunez Finally had one hit him in the breadbasket, and he's unable to hold it in. So a tough break there. So 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. The clock wasn't moving to begin with. That would have been a game changer. That would have been a game breaker. That would have essentially ended this one. But instead, clock was already stopped, Bob. As a snap back here, handoff Jonathan Cobb. Cobb moving. And Cobb hit at the 25. Now will Southern Naz elect to take their final timeout? They do. So they burn their final timeout here in this one. And it's 3rd down and 9 now facing Southeastern. So 1:46 to go. So we've had the 2-minute timeout, subsequent 1st down run out of that timeout, and then a timeout called by Southern Naz, where Southeastern tried to catch him napping on a slant play. And Nunez unable to hold on to that football. Now Southern Naz burns their final timeout. So went with the gamble there. And using up all of this timeout, Southern Naz's defense back out on the field ready to go here. And we'll get Rob Johnson whenever he gets situated down there. As we do bring Rob in for this very important 3rd down and 9. 1:46 to go here. And Southeastern with a 1st down can essentially end this game. Howard trying the hard count. Early movement, false start on Southeastern. Wrigley Kennedy went diving in low, and with that, Howard sitting there, and we've seen this argument all day about Southern Naz barking out the snap count, and it's not been picked up by the officials. We've seen it all day from the Southeastern players, but they have not gotten the benefit of that call so far. Let's go ahead, and we have Rob now down in the corner of the end zone. How are you doing down there, Rob?
You know what? I'm doing just fine. The good news is I got down here. Bad news is had a really good look at that false start from Wrigley Kennedy.
Question is, was he drawn off by false snap count?
Not that I heard.
Of course, he as well. So here is 3rd and 14. Southeastern has to be careful with it here. Howard receives the snap, swings it out right side. Victor Taylor. Taylor goes down. That's about the 5th slide we've seen on this turf here today, Rob.
Well, you talked about this turf having been here a while, and yeah, he just lost his footing there, and frankly had a good angle on it. If he's able to cut back and get his footing, he's got a chance to go a ways.
Southeastern showing as they're going to go for it here on this 4th down. They can run it all the way down to a minute, burn a timeout. Very well may be what they do here. Howard in the gun, trying to bark him off sides. Now a lone look to the far sideline, and they will burn their final timeout, or not their final, excuse me, their 2nd timeout of the half. And that timeout will give Southeastern an opportunity to make a decision here, given the way things have gone on special teams today, despite the wind being at the back of Dylan Cox. And I say that, the wind here today has been really weird, Rob. When we got here, it was kind of gusting out of the south, and then it died down. It started gusting again, and now looking across the way in the southeast corner of the stadium here at Southern Nazarene Stadium, there is very little to no wind coming out of the south, at least visibly. What's it like down there?
Yeah, I can tell you at field level, there is absolutely none right now. And you just mentioned it. The flags over on top of the visiting stands are not moving, and even Old Glory is resting down there in the south end zone, or south end zone.
Got your compass turned
I'm
off
telling
a little bit.
you, I had to turn around to get down here. Now I'm all discombobulated.
So 59 seconds remain here. They do trot out Dylan Cox. Wow. All right. Cox
Obviously,
on for what is a 45-yard kick. He is 4 of 5. He is 4 of 5 in the 40s for his career. So from the 45, snap is back, hold is down, kick is on the way, it's blocked again. This one is scooped. Southern Naz trying to return it, and they're going to have the ball with 53 seconds remaining in this one. Again, it was pressure off of the edge, getting to that kick. And again, Southern Naz a block and a return, and now Southern Naz has an opportunity. They are just short of midfield. They're at the 48-yard line, at their own 48, with 53 seconds remaining. And this defense that has created 3 turnovers today, and I really do believe had one taken away from them, will have to come up big here.
Block field goals aren't counted as turnovers, but that's kind of what they are.
Special teams today, even if you say goes 2 of 3, I mean, that's 7 points off the board. Pressure off of the edge. Evans trying to get out to the side, throws off of his back foot, throws it away, incomplete. Prince Dway there to give a final little message to Evans as he let that one go. 47 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Well, the good news is you got Southern Nazarene in a situation where they kind of have to throw the ball with no timeouts left. Clearly that's not their strength. Great time for that 4th turnover to happen right here.
So a game that Southeastern has dominated, 445 yards to 161. Special teams. Coach Atterbury always talks about all 3 phases. Special teams today, it's been a rough one. Evans in the gun on 2nd and 10, 3-step drop over the middle, and it's picked off. It's picked off. Snagged out of the air, Cameron Fields up the left sideline. Blocker Johnson in front. Fields keeps his footing. House call. Touchdown Southeastern. And just like that, you can cue up the fight zone.
Flag back there, guys. I think they might not get the pick 6, but the pick should count, and that's really all that matters.
Well, we've seen one takeaway taken away today, so let's not get out ahead of ourselves just yet. 34 seconds remain here in this one, and it has been a wild game. That is the 4th turnover, 4th interception of the game for Southeastern. And even crazier, it's been 4 different guys have had interceptions, Rob. Cole McKnight, Cameron Fields, Josh Dobbins, and Andrew Grissom all with interceptions today.
Just a great job by that secondary. We talked about in our keys, play aggressive, but play within the scheme. Secondary's done that exactly right and done it well today. Now, as I said, you won't get the pick 6, but one quick knee taken right here by, can't tell if it's Howard or Duncan, but one of them will come out and take a knee and we'll be done.
Well, it'll be Howard. Duncan, of course, got shaken up a couple of series ago. But at this point, game will end in dramatic fashion with Southern Naz having a ton of momentum coming off of the blocked field goal. But the quarterback, Bryson Evans, throws his 4th interception of the day. That is one more than his total of 3 on the season coming into today. And again, the crazy stat, 4 different players for Southeastern in the secondary stepping up with interceptions today. And all Howard has to do is receive the snap and take a knee. He does. Knee is down. Ball game in Bethany. Southeastern Oklahoma State moves to 2-2 on the season, and they rip one away from Southern Nazarene. I say that on paper, Southeastern had this game in hand, but credit Southern Naz for keeping it close throughout. 27-21 the final. Coming up, it is the Choctaw Casino Resort postgame show. We get it underway after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
This August and September at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, we're giving away $1.4 million in cash and trucks during our Gas Monkey Garage giveaway. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card to earn entries into cash drawings every Saturday. And in our final drawing on September 27th, Richard Rawlings will announce the winner of a custom 2025 F-150 from Gas Monkey Garage. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Somewhere not so far away is a location waiting for memories to be made and unexpected finds and flavors to be discovered. It's no mystery. It's Durant, Oklahoma. If it's been a minute since you've last visited, you've missed out. This gym off Lake Texoma has so much to offer. There's something for every style, taste, interest, and age. Soak up every experience and take a few memories home with you. We invite you to stay, play, and enjoy right here in Durant, Oklahoma.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Texoma Chevy dealers.
Southeastern setting in plus territory. And right there was Andrew Grissom's first career interception, as that one occurring right before half. It gave Southeastern a 20-14 halftime lead. A big one indeed as they hold on for this one 27-21. Let's go down our post-game conversation brought to you by Choctaw Careers. Here's Rob Johnson with Coach Bo Atterbury. Rob?
Well, Coach, I know this was kind of a get-right game for everybody offensively and defensively, but the miscues with special teams kind of made this closer than it should have been.
Yeah, that was poor, and that's on me, and we'll have to get that corrected for sure. Like the way the guys battled through some adversity things they couldn't control, and just kept fighting. So very proud of them for that, and a lot easier to fix them after a win than it is after a loss for sure.
Well, wins are hard in this league, but wins on the road are even harder. Absolutely. And the offense today, nearly a 3-1 advantage yardage-wise.
Yeah, and we missed some things too. A couple of explosives, and that offense messes with your eyes a little bit. Like you said, the special teams wasn't where it needed to be, but was proud of the offense, and I think both those quarterbacks, rested one another, and they came in and were a little fresher and were able to communicate better and make some better decisions.
Defensively, 4 turnovers today. 4 different guys get picks. Yeah. So this defense really stepped up today as well.
In half, we had 8 against us and then got 4 back today. So we're still behind and got to take care of the football, but proud of the defense, the way they stood up for sure.
Well, Coach, that's definitely the way you win on the road. Take the ball away and efficient offense. Great job, and we'll see you next week.
You bet. Thank you.
There's right there Bo Atterbury with Rob Johnson here in the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show. Coming up, we'll have a look at the final numbers in this one, as well as Durant Lumber hard hats to dole out to you. We have that coming up for you as the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show continues. Don't miss the Gas Monkey Garage Grill that's going on tonight, 1 a.m., the final drawing. You could win that custom Gas Monkey Garage F-150 to be given away at 1 o'clock at Choctaw Casino Resort Durant. Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show continues in a moment. 27-21 our final. Southeastern wins on the road in Southern Az on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Steubenville Chevrolet in Durant is proud to support Savage Storm Athletics. And with the same pride, resilience, and strength as Savage Storm fans, Steubenville Chevrolet is proud to be Durant Chevy dealer. When you need a new car, truck, or SUV, the Steubenville team is ready to find your perfect tailgate vehicle. No need to leave town to find what you want. Stay local, buy your Chevrolet the Steubenville way, and go Savage Storm.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their casa.
Nachos.
Nachos? Just meat and cheese? Just cheese?
Meat, cheese, and lettuce.
Do you put any sauce on the nachos?
No, because I'm allergic to sauce.
How many napkins do you need when you eat nachos?
None.
None? You don't? Do you just lick it off your fingers?
Yeah.
When it's real fresh, real food, and real good, there's no wrong way to eat your casa. At Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
My name is Morgan Ammons, and I am the office manager at Westside Family Dentistry.
The dentists at Westside Family Dentistry have proudly helped patients and their families achieve healthy smiles for over 50 years.
I would recommend Westside Family Dentistry to anybody who's not a patient, because if they are looking for somewhere where they will come and feel welcome and comfortable and receive the very best care, then we're the place for them.
Westside Family Dentistry, 2915 Westside Drive in Durant, and westsidefamilydentistry.com.
Craving bold flavors and good vibes? Come on down to El Caporal Mexican Restaurant and Bar, your local fiesta headquarters. Sizzle your taste buds with Tex-Mex favorites, fresh seafood dishes, and don't forget their legendary top-shelf margaritas. Shaken, stirred, and always served with a smile. Whether it's date night, family night, or Margarita Monday, El Caporal is the place to be. El Caporal, where every night feels like a fiesta. Visit today. Taste the tradition, stay for the fun.
Welcome back, everyone, as we sat atop Southern Nazarene University Stadium. Jay Lindley here on the Southeastern Sports Network. Southeastern Oklahoma State victorious in this one by a final score of 27-21. Crazy game. Final rundown of the numbers as we take a look. Overall team numbers here today certainly favoring Southeastern. They doubled them up basically in every way possible. 84 total plays to Southern Naz's 41. Southern Naz racked up just 161 yards of offense on those 41 plays, below 4 yards per play. Southeastern, on the other hand, 443 yards of offense, averaged right at 5.3 yards per play. The ground game doubling him up there as well. 51 rush attempts for 227 yards, a season best. They averaged 4.5 yards per carry. Southern Naz 28 carries for 131 of their total 161 yards. Also have things off here on the stats as far as the total interceptions. 4 interceptions thrown in this game by Southern Nazarene, while the two-headed combo quarterback of LeVay Duncan and Colton Howard, they go 18 of 33 through the air, total of 216 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Stats are off just a little bit if you're checking out the live stats. I know they credited that 44-yard touchdown pass to LeVay Duncan rather than Colton Howard, so that will have to be cleaned up just a little. But again, overall an outstanding effort. Southeastern goes 9 of 18 today on third down conversions and 1 of 3 on fourth down. Southern Naz 3 of 10 on third downs here today. Individual numbers as the quarterback Bryson Evans, tough day. 4 of 13 passing, 4 interceptions, only 30 yards through the air, was sacked 4 times. Caden Barron, the tailback, had 10 total carries for 94 yards here today with a long of 59. Evans, the quarterback, 13 carries for 36 yards, and that's really the bulk of the offense there today for Southern Nazarene. For Southeastern, of course, as I mentioned, the overall numbers are going to be skewed incorrectly at this moment, but the end result, both quarterbacks played well. Both quarterbacks completed around 50% of their pass attempts, and we'll see how that continues here as they move into next week on the road at Arkansas Tech. Donovan Shannon, big game as the lead back, 12 carries, 80 yards, including his first touchdown of the season, while Jonathan Cobb Jr. had 19 carries for 52 yards, and LeVay Duncan, the quarterback, followed up his 140-plus yard rushing performance last week with 10 carries for 59 yards. Through the air, Kobe Jennings finally had his big breakout game, 5 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown here this afternoon. More impressive, though, than even that, Southeastern here today completed passes to 9 different receivers. So very, very flexible offensively speaking here today. So there's a look at the final numbers coming up. We'll hand out hard hats courtesy of Durant Lumber, and we'll wrap up the Choctaw Casino Resort postgame show after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
This August and September at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, we're giving away $1.4 million in cash and trucks during our Gas Monkey Garage giveaway. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card to earn entries into cash drawings every Saturday. And in our final drawing on September 27th, Richard Rawlings will announce the winner of a custom 2025 F-150 from Gas Monkey Garage. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
Shelburne Heating and Air is the choice for all your residential and commercial needs. Service and installation on brands you know and trust. Carrier, Trane, Luxair, Mitsubishi, and American Standard. Shelburne Heating and Air specializes in optimizing the performance of your heating and cooling system. Here to help you improve your indoor comfort. Shelburne Heating and Air, your locally owned heating and air experts. For contact info, visit shelburneheatair.com.
50 years ago, phones worked by turning a crank to generate electrical current. Cherokee Communications found one of these phones at Lake Texoma, dropped in the water to electrocute fish to the surface. Fishermen, don't drop your phone in the water. What worked back then is now impossible and probably very, very illegal. Cherokee Communications. We can't catch fish for you, but we can save you boatloads on TV, internet, and phone.
Evans in the gun on 2nd and 10. Three-step drop over the middle. And it's picked off. It's picked off. Snagged out of the air. Cameron Fields up the left sideline. Blocker Johnson in front. Fields keeps his footing. House call. Touchdown Southeastern. And just like that, you can cue up the fight song. Well, not quite, because there was a block in the back, but either way you go, this is the Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
There you go.
The fourth interception of the day ended things here in Bethany. What a crazy game it was as both teams, Southeastern dominating in all phases except special teams. And that is what kept Southern Naz hanging around in this one. Time now for hard hats in the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show. They are given away each week courtesy of Durant Lumber, where behind every project is a true value, and where right now this week, remember, you have a chance to win a $500 Traeger tailgater grill courtesy of the Southeastern Sports Network and also Durant Lumber, as you can visit them in person at Durant Lumber in downtown Durant. You can also enter on game days, and you can go to the Mix 96.1 Facebook page, fill out a small survey there, enter there as well, and we will give that away via social media on the Monday before the East Central game to go along with a couple of tickets to that rival game that'll be played this year in Durant. Here with hard hats, Rob Johnson. Rob?
Well, we're going to start on the offensive side of the ball. The first one goes to Donovan Shannon. I mean, 12 carries for 80 net yards and the touchdown, but just stepped up huge in the absence of DJ Brown. Now, the reason he's able to step up and be so huge is because of the great work up front from Mr. Smallwood and his mates. But we're gonna single out big Mr. Smallwood and Damian Smallwood, give him a hard hat, because collectively as a team, 50 rushes for 229 yards. That's just a great big number. And then you talked about it earlier, his breakout game. Mr. Jennings, we talked about in our keys, receivers we're going to need to step did big today. 5 receptions, over 100 yards, 102 actually, and the touchdown. 20.4 yards per catch. That's something you love to see out of your big 6'7" receiver.
Of course, defensive side of the ball, first one out, I'll give you Travion Butler, who had an interception, also had a fumble taken away from him, had a couple of tackles for a loss in this game. It was didn't have the interception, would have had the fumble recovery, but he did have a couple of tackles for a loss. And Andrew Grissom again,
yes.
First career interception for him. And I think you have to go with the interception that cued the fight song, almost, but it did. It ended the game.
We got to hear the fight song. We just had to go back and take a knee to finish the game, and wow.
So Cameron Fields, that is the third hard hat winner of the game, and that will do it for us here on the Southeastern Sports Network. Big thanks to our in-studio producer here on this Saturday afternoon, Mr. Cobain, Dude, Where's My Car, Reed. And a big thanks to you, the listener, as always, for hanging out with us. We'll be back in action next week in Russellville, Arkansas. New coach, new attitude in Russellville, where they are off to a 3-0 start going into tonight. Get action firing up for them here right now. And, of course, we'll be up there to bring it all for you here on the Southeastern Sports Network. Again, your final score here from Bethany, Oklahoma on this Saturday afternoon. Southeastern moves to 2-2 on the season. Coach Bo Atterbury moves securely into third on the all-time coaching list with his 45th win, finally getting past former coach Paul Laird, and they do it behind a 27-21 victory here today. Till next Saturday afternoon, I'm Jay Lindley saying goodnight and so long, everyone, from Bethany, Oklahoma. Thanks, Cobain.
This has been Savage Storm Football on the Southeastern Sports Network. The Savage Storm are brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, First United Bank, the Chutta Foundation, and the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Savage Storm Athletics are sponsored by U.S. Cellular, Shelburne Heating and Air, Cherokee Communications, and El Caporal. The Savage Storm are also brought to you by Burridge Law, Westside Family Dentistry, Stuteville Chevrolet, and Shamrock Bank. Also sponsoring the Savage Storm, Choctaw Careers, Taco Casa, your local Texoma Chevy dealers, Excel Therapy, and the Wine Cellar. The Savage Storm are brought to you in part by Sparlin Realty, Applebee's, The Artisan at Brick Street Hotel, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Arnett Insurance. The Savage Storm are sponsored in part by Durant Lumber, your farmer's insurance agent, Al Olson, Discover Durant, Blue River Winery, and Green Spray Food Center. Thank you for joining us on the Southeastern Sports Network.